afternoon. Chance of rain 70%. The following is an aerial flood warning.
Alrighty, you guys, welcome to another weather coverage video or live stream here for today. Hope you guys are doing alright. Hope you guys are having a great day so far on this beautiful Monday afternoon. So we are watching two areas of severe weather for today. The first one is located across the southern plains, as you can see on the screen right now. Let's just go ahead and jump on into it. We can just go ahead and show you guys exactly what we're looking at. So obviously, welcome you guys. Hope you're doing great. So yeah, first risk of severe storms today is across portions here of Texas into Louisiana. That's where a few severe storms are possible, where damaging winds and maybe an isolated tornado or two could not be ruled out. We also do have another severe threat that popped up here as well, across portions here of the mid-Atlantic into the southern northeast. Areas included does include portions of North and South Carolina, Virginia, Maryland, Delaware, New Jersey here, portions of Pennsylvania, and southern New York has a possibility. Anyways, guys, hope you're doing great. Glad to have you guys here for today. We are still watching this area of low pressure, obviously spinning here counterclockwise. A few showers along the eastern side of Ohio. Maybe some storms could be possible here. But anyways, than that, yeah, we are starting to see the system track its way up to the northeast again, eventually being out of the country within the next few days. Okay, looking relatively fine. That is the same system that drove the severe weather over the last few days. But anyways, guys, glad to have you all here. Let's go ahead and see who is in the chat. I know Caden's here. What's up, Caden? So, Caden, we're going to talk about that tornado report here in a second. We've already had a tornado that has been confirmed today, which we're going to talk about that here in a minute. I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're actually going to turn on the light here. Make it look a little bit better here. Let's go ahead and see. So, yeah, Caden's here. What's up? Devin, Courtney, Haley, Hype, Crazy, Lester, Mickey, Nerd is here as well. What's up, you guys? Hope you're doing all right. Nerd says, hey, what's up? Hope you're doing good. Haley says, hi, Andrew. How am I doing today? I'm doing pretty good, and I hope you're doing good as well. Glad to have you guys here. Listen to Hype says, got some good storms last night. That's that's some pretty good news. I mean, personally, I do like storms, but well, I'm definitely glad to see that. But anyways, guys, so first thing we're going to do here is actively there's no storms right now, which is some good news. We just seen a severe thunderstorm warning get canceled not too long ago. But I do want to go ahead and show you guys something based off of these storm reports. Like I said, we've already had a tornado happen in northeastern Texas for today. This is relatively near Tyler. This is in the area here of Winona. This is where we did have that. Now, they have it as a wind report, but look at this. Look at the remark, what it says. Corrects previous thunderstorm wind damage report from Winona. Trees reported down in structural damage to one of the buildings in Hussey Circle area. Update to confirmed tornado. So this was here as of literally 11:25 in the morning Eastern time. This would have equivalent to 10. Yeah, this would have seriously... So basically, this would have been basically from 10:25 here from Central Time. But anyway, so yeah, we did have a confirmed tornado already for today, so that's something that we have really got to continue watching here. But yeah, so that's what's going on right now. Like I said, obviously a few rounds of severe storms is possible here for today. And look what's going on right now. We actually have a pretty nasty line starting to form here, relatively over the latest scans here. If we go ahead and go back here just a little bit, you can see if we play the replay here, the radar, you can see over the last few hours, we've been starting to see a lot more convection, a lot more of that thunderstorm activity really starting to fire off across portions here of the south. And you can obviously see that line is starting to form here. Now, this is going to continue to progress its way here to the east, eventually crossing into Austin and Nacogdoches and areas like that. So that's going to be some areas we need to watch here for today, as severe storms is definitely a possibility. Like I said, obviously in today's case, damaging winds is kind of the main concern, with an isolated tornado or two being a possibility. So we got to watch out for tornadoes as well as damaging winds for today. We're at a marginal risk here, level 1 for today. Nothing too extreme, but just know it is still a severe level, and there is a tornado potential. That's why we are live here for today. Let's go ahead and see here. But yeah, Sherry says it's flooding in Texas. Well, Sherry, obviously, please stay safe there. I know that a lot of places in Texas obviously have not had a lot of rainfall in a while, and if you just suddenly introduce a lot of rainfall, that is going to be pretty catastrophic for a lot of those areas. So obviously, please stay safe there. I remember yesterday, when we did our live stream yesterday, the members live stream, I wanted to show you guys exactly how much rain has fallen, in which we're going to pull that up here right now, because yesterday we just didn't have really the update here, but now apparently we do have the update here, but there is a little bit of a glitch going on with this. Well, anyways, let's go ahead and switch on over here really quickly, just to show you. But like, yeah, there's a big old glitch here. For some reason, a lot of it's been cut off, but we've seen in excess of 4 or 5 inches that has already fallen, kind of near the east, or pretty much just east of the Dallas area. So we've already seen a decent amount of rainfall for today, which has actually been pretty nuts. So we're just going to keep an eye on that. I mean, obviously a little bit more rain accumulation across portions of Texas can be expected for today, as we are seeing a lot more thunderstorm activity. Maybe some areas here up to another inch or so. Could be possible, so we need to watch out for possible flash flooding as well. Not only is damaging winds and a tornado concern, but maybe some flash flooding could be possible too. Obviously, lightning with the storms poses a life threat as well, and that's just going to be something that we need to watch out here for. Let's go ahead and see here, but yeah. Hype says, yeah, Dallas is really bad. Yeah, that's what I hear. Let's go ahead and see here. Devin says that there's a rainfall report he just sent us out of Texas. Oh, wow. Okay, so here's actually, we got two things coming in here. One from Colton and another one from Devin. First one from Devin was reported 2 feet deep in low-lying areas. Not an image. This was in Texas here in Grand Prairie, Texas. And here's an actual picture coming through from Colton. If we go ahead and take a look at this here right now, you can actually see lots of flooding going on here. I think this is also in Texas. Yeah, this is in Dallas-Fort Worth area. So this is what's going on. I mean, obviously, wow, look at that. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to zoom into the image here. You can actually see that there's a car pretty much underwater here. Look at that. That's actually really, really nuts. So that's that just goes to show you just how deep these waters and the low-lying spots can be. So obviously, that is something we got to watch out for today. Is obviously the possibility of flooding too. But we'll keep an eye on it, and we're going to watch it throughout today as we are expecting severe weather. In regard to flooding possibilities and obviously some more stuff as well. Well, thank you so much there, Colton and Devin, for sending us the reports in here. Like I said, if you guys have any weather, any type of weather you want to report to us, tag us on Twitter at NWW1162. I used to own at NWW116, but I ended up losing the account because I forgot my login. Anyway, so we just alternative changed to NWW1162, which is, I guess, the next best option. But anyway, so yeah. So that's what's going on right now. Like I said, we have 0 active tornado warnings, which is some great news. No severe thunderstorm warnings, but we have a boatload of special weather statements starting to get issued here. In this case, maybe some 30-mile-per-hour wind gusts and 1/4 of an inch size hail is possible. So we're starting to see that these storms are starting to become from more average storms now into strong storms. And there's going to be another stage after the strong storms. It's going to go from average, which is already done. Now it's moving into the strong category, and then it's going to be moving into possibly severe. So there's a possibility, the more we do track into today, obviously we are going to see that increase here. We got ourselves another, here's in Dallas. This is from Hype here, actually. I think I've seen this earlier. Here's another report coming in from Twitter View. Look at this. So this is actually in downtown Dallas. Pretty daggone nuts, actually. Look at all that water. So yeah, obviously lots of flooding has been a concern with these areas here, which is definitely pretty crazy. So once again, that's here in Dallas. Definitely is quite interesting to see just how much water has fallen. And like I said, obviously these storms will not be helping those areas here for today, as obviously it's going to be adding a little bit more precipitation. Now, like I said, areas towards San Antonio, areas of Austin, yeah, you guys are at risk for possible severe storms for today. Areas of Bryan as well. Pretty much south of Waco. This line is mostly just to your south if you're here in Waco. So obviously, that's kind of what we're dealing with here. So, yeah, like I said, right now nothing is too severe, but we are still watching the tropics. Okay, that's something we're also going to talk about here. Is a little bit of an update on the tropics for you guys. Okay, so we have a system we've been watching here over the last few days. National Hurricane Center does not really have too high of a probability, only a 30% chance overall formation. So basically the next 5 days from today until Friday, there is basically a 30% chance that this system will turn into a tropical depression or a tropical storm here, some type of tropical system over the next 5 days. And then basically it's at a 10% chance of favorability over the next 2 days. So really the chances of this thing forming is not really too high at the moment, but the overall formation chance is actually increasing. Yesterday was at a 20% chance, and now we're at a 30% chance. So it's actually gone up a little bit, but we'll watch it. We'll see what's going to happen there. So if we take a look at the radar view as well, we can actually start to see that we're starting to see some new thunderstorm activity starting to kind of kick off across areas here in the Mid-Atlantic view, kind of towards Virginia, towards where I actually live, but I'm not at right now. I'm in Kentucky right now. But still, we're starting to see a little bit of yeah, we're starting to see a little bit of thunderstorm activity starting to kick off. And like I said, there is another severe threat there for today for areas here in Virginia, into portions of Maryland, New Jersey, obviously Pennsylvania, etc. So portions all across the mid-Atlantic and into portions here of the southern and northeast. There is the possibility that we could see maybe a few strong to severe storms being possible. But obviously, we also got to watch this nasty line of storms starting to fire off here in Texas. So that is something that we have got to definitely keep an eye on here. So we are seeing... Overall, I'm going to go ahead and show you guys here what's going on in the meso-analysis. Like I said, I don't expect you guys to know what this means, but like I said, so basically, you have instability, which is basically the energy that's needed. Think of it as a car. Like I said, obviously with a car, you need fuel and you need an engine for it to run. So like I was saying, we're taking a look here at the fuel that's in our tank. If we don't have any fuel, we're not expected to get too far, but... we got some good or bad news, depending on which way you look at it. There is lots of energy, lots and lots of fuel in our gas tank here for today for the storms. So we're looking like full of potential in regard to energy. The more south you go, it looks like a lot more energy is more down to the south. You know, areas towards like Austin, I'd say, San Antonio, I'd say. Definitely does have a lot more energy in the atmosphere. Now we're going to look at the engine. Now this is basically winds at the surface up to 3 kilometers. And that's basically the lower level winds. So we have a pretty strong engine across portions here of Louisiana. Now as these storms conditionally move their way here eastward, we are going to see... obviously, that instability start to get driven into more of this instability. Obviously, that's where severe thunderstorms could be possible across really a lot of these areas here for today. So that is indeed what we are currently watching here. So we're just kind of waiting to see whenever these thunderstorms decide that they do want to fire off. Regardless, though, I mean, we do have a decent amount of wind shear here for today. I mean, nothing too crazy, but you know what? It's enough to throw off some thunderstorms being possible for today. A few could go severe. And like I said, obviously with today's threat, there's a possibility of a few isolated tornadoes, maybe some localized damaging wind gusts being a possibility as well. So that's kind of what we're looking at. Let's go ahead and see here. Nerd says, oh, Texas went from, oh yeah, rain to, oh no, rain. Pretty much, yeah. Like I said, in the beginning, they've been very, very dry. They went from a very, very dry, very, very dry conditions to now severely flooding conditions because, like I said, once you introduce a lot of rain in a short period of time after you're in a drought, the ground cannot soak up as much that's falling. It cannot soak up as fast as the rate of its falling. So therefore, with that being said, the ground cannot absorb as much that's actually falling, so the rain has to go somewhere. So it just accumulates and builds up. And obviously, it's not really good for low-lying areas because you got to think, I mean, basically all the rain's going to be running off the sides of hills, mountains, whatever, and it's going to be, kind of building up in the creeks and streams and obviously in the valleys, which, we don't really have too many valleys here in Texas, obviously. It's kind of a little bit more on the flat side, but on the side we're looking at, the western sides, that's a different story. But for the eastern side, towards Dallas, not really too much of that. But yeah. So that is what's going on there. John says, yeah, too much rain at once. Absolutely, yeah. It's been way too much rain here as of right now. So we just need to continue watching this. Like I said, guys, if you're just now joining us, welcome. We have lots of flooding reports coming through Dallas. And like I said, we actually had a tornado that was confirmed today in portions here of relatively east of Dallas. I'm trying to find the report. There it was right there. So you can actually see... right there. That's where the tornado warning was earlier. This was not now, but this was a little bit ago for today. This was like 11 o'clock Eastern, something, I believe. Let me double check. So this report came through at 11:25 Eastern time, which, like I said, local, this is Central Daylight Time. So obviously this would be around 10:30-ish. 10:25. But yeah, so look at the reports here. Mark says correct previous thunderstorm wind damage report. So they're just saying at first it was just thunderstorm wind damage. But report from Winona, trees reported down and structural damage to one of the buildings in Hussey Circle area. Updated to a confirmed tornado. So, as you've seen right there, folks, there's already been a tornado here for today in Winona. So that is kind of... that is kind of what we are talking about here as of right now. So far, we've already seen a little bit of action. And obviously here, since then, we've been seeing a decent amount more thunderstorm growth starting to really kind of fire off here. And like I said, obviously, they're starting to move into this marginal risk here, this dark green. That is our severe weather threat for today. And like I said, obviously damaging winds and tornadoes is a possibility here for today. Isolated tornado or two could be possible. But the main threat is damaging wind gusts, being possible. We do have another threat that popped up here not too long ago across portions of the mid-Atlantic as well as portions of the southern northeast. Areas here towards North and South Carolina and Virginia, Maryland, Delaware, New Jersey, and portions of Pennsylvania. There is, a severe weather threat for today where we actually start to see some storm action really start to kind of fire off here. and which we're going to keep an eye on. But if we look closely across portions here of the northeast, you're going to notice that we have this area of low pressure. You can obviously tell that it is spinning counterclockwise, and this motion is actually moving off and far out to the northeast. This was actually that same system that did actually deliver severe weather across portions here of the Midwest. This whole system kind of dived down into the Midwest through the Ohio Valley and now is wrapping back up and shooting off into the northeast. So obviously it's kind of on its last stages here in the United States. And so what's going to happen after this is, obviously over the next few days, as this thing continues to track its way off, the areas of the northeast could see a little bit of thunderstorm action, definitely being a possibility, as we are starting to see some right now, obviously lots of scattered type of storms going on. But you know what? That is kind of what we're seeing here. So we have really, as of right now, we have no severe weather threat for tomorrow, although that thunderstorm risk, which is in the light green, does extend all the way into Maine. And obviously portions in Canada would probably be at risk for thunderstorms too, but this is just where the United States outlook cuts off. But yeah, so that is what we're looking at. So we're just going to keep an eye on this system. And like I said, we're starting to watch this other little system here down towards Texas, moving into Louisiana, where obviously we're starting to see that line, that pretty aggressive looking line, really starting to form along this line here towards, towards passing through Waco. Eventually, this is going to be crossing into like areas of Austin, Bryan, eventually Nacogdoches, with a lot of possible rain for those areas. San Antonio is also at a risk here for severe storms for today, as we do have that level 1 out of 5. Like I said, though, regardless of what level it is still a severe weather threat, so it is still something that we have got to definitely watch out here for. Anyways, let's go and see. We got some questions coming through here. But yeah, so that is indeed what we're looking at there. Let's see. Halfbake says, "What's up? What's up, Halfbake? Hope you're doing all right, my friend." Let's see here. Saw that Twitter had a tornado near Hawkins, Texas. I did not hear about that. Sarah says, "Thank you for everything you do." You're very, very welcome, Sarah. I'm here for you guys. I got you all covered today. Karen says, "Hi, Andrew. Rain here in Groesbeck, Texas." Wow. I remember you saying that you definitely need it. Yay, so happy to have it. Well, that's definitely good. A lot of places need it, but obviously a lot of areas here are seeing excessive amounts of it, especially towards Dallas. I mean, we're seeing some pretty nasty flooding going on here in Dallas, which is definitely not good. Let's go ahead and see here. But yeah, so that's what's going on there. Anything from Minnesota? Nope. Minnesota's looking relatively clear for today. Looking all right. No severe storms or any really thunderstorms is expected, as you are not inside of that threat. Now, there is a possibility, actually, more I look at it, of a few showers, maybe a few rumbles of thunder, but, honestly, for the most of Minnesota, it's relatively fine. Nothing severe is expected, though, so we're looking okay. Let's see. Devin says rainfall report coming in here. Let's go and see. All right, so Devin apparently has sent us a report. Let's go ahead and see what he has sent us here. So this is obviously... Oh, wow. Okay, so I actually got a report coming in from Colton of the tornado, as well as the report. So, okay, first of all, there's a text report coming in here from Devin, basically showing us that we've had 6.63 inches of rain. That's a lot of rain. It really is. This is in Longview, Texas. 24-hour rainfall reported up to 6.63 inches. Wow, that is ridiculous. And here's actually a video of the tornado that did happen here in Winona. So let's go ahead and switch on over here to the other side here. This is the actual footage coming in here from Devin. Look at this. So you can obviously tell right there, right in there, that's where the tornado... Wow, was it I think that was the power flash. So I think it might have hit one of those transformers there. But yeah, so you can obviously tell that it's definitely a tornado. Definitely is quite crazy to look at there. So thank you so much there, Colton and Devin, for sending us reports here. Let's go ahead and rewind back on this a little bit. Like I said, there's a power flash that appears visible. You can see it right there. You see it? Right there, like right above that. I think that's a fire truck or something. It's right above here. Okay, right above there. If you look at it, we'll go back a little bit. Watch right in here. There you go, right there. You can see that. So that's obviously a power flash from the tornado. So yeah, apparently there has, like I said, obviously there has been some damage reported here in Winona. And this dude's on his phone just acting like it's a normal day here. But anyways, but yeah, so actually, like I said, that is, that is definitely quite crazy there. And so we've already had a confirmed tornado here in Texas, and it just goes to show you that the atmosphere is definitely possible for producing some tornadic, cells here for today. And you got to think, though, this was early in the morning. I mean, storms are more active during the afternoon and evening hours, which got me kind of concerned, wondering, well, since one happened early in the morning, who knows? Maybe some more could happen today. And if it does, we'll be here to cover it. We definitely got you guys covered here for today. I want you guys to be prepared and obviously staying ready for this, between the flooding and between the severe weather. I mean, we got you guys covered here. We're even seeing some pretty nasty storm action starting to kind of kick off in portions of Mississippi, into portions here of Louisiana. So it's definitely kind of really starting to kind of fire off here too. As you're going to notice here, we did have actually a few severe thunderstorm warnings a little bit ago. Across portions here of western Louisiana, but those have since kind of, that little line kind of broken up by them. But yeah, so once again, thank you so much for that. Greatly appreciated. Let's see. So apparently Devin's sending us something else here. Here's some more flooding. Wow. Okay, here's some more footage, you guys. This is actually from Devin as well, but this is actually showing us some flooding. Good golly. I think this is towards the Texas area. I mean, look at this. Obviously some type of residential area, but look. It almost looks like the beach side. Well, not really with that dirty water, but still, look at that. Wow. That is way too much water. I mean, basically, Mother Nature is like, okay, if you can either not have rain or you can either have too much of it. And in this case, they just completely flooded them out. That is ridiculous. That is actually really, really crazy. So, but yeah, so that's what we're looking at. That is indeed what we are actively watching here as of right now. So that's just something also we got to be paying attention to here for today. I'm going to check the Weather Prediction Center's outlook. I don't know if they have any flooding outlook here. I bet they do, actually. But I'm wondering what it is. It's a moderate threat, I believe. So that's a pretty, that's a pretty big deal. So basically, there's 4 different levels of severe flooding levels. And we're at level 3, which is obviously the higher the level, the more severe it is. And you can see, okay, marginal, the green's basically saying, okay, well, we can have a little bit of flooding being possible. A few flash flood warnings could be possible. Obviously, maybe some minor flooding could be possible. Slight's a little bit worse, saying, okay, so at this point, maybe more widespread flooding could be possible. And then the moderate saying, okay, so probably some pretty severe flooding is expected. And that is just what we are actually seeing here. Obviously, across portions here of the northeastern side here of Texas, actually tracking into northwestern Louisiana and even small southwestern portions here of Arkansas. So, but yeah, so that's definitely something that we got to consider today as well. Is not just a tornado factor, possibility of some tornadoes, but seriously, it just goes to show you that flooding and obviously with lightning and stuff like that. I mean, really, a lot of things is at risk here for today, so we definitely got to keep an eye on it. But yeah, so this one line is actually really, really starting to form here. It looks like we have a storm moving in through Austin currently, but the main line has not approached yet. Probably will be in the next, I'd say, 45 minutes to an hour or so. But that's what we're looking at. Let's go ahead and see. Got some more questions coming on in here. Is there any tornadoes for Bryan, Texas? Or sorry, tornadoes in College Station. What time will the line reach Bryan, Texas? Okay, so Bryan, Texas is right here, as you can obviously tell here. Now, if we turn on storm tracks, we're going to go ahead and do so here right now. We're going to turn on these storm tracks here right now, so we'll go and wait for these things to pop up here. If it even decides it wants to. We'll just forget about it. But anyway, so regardless, Bryan is right here. So it's probably going to at least be an hour before this line does reach its way towards you. But it's approaching. It's getting close here. Like I said, right here is where Bryan is located. This is currently where Bryan is right now. And obviously this big old line is moving in. So I'd say within the next hour, maybe 2 hours and a half, you should be getting this line here. Definitely getting relatively close. And obviously you're starting to see a little bit more of a flare-up from shower and storm activity actually happening ahead of the front. But that's what we're looking at. So we're going to keep an eye on it. We're definitely going to watch this. Like I said, it's a big old line at this point. I mean, I'd say this at least covers 200 miles. And I'm willing to put like a bet on that. Let's go and see how long this is. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at this. So obviously, I say at least covers 200 miles. Wow, easily. This is actually showing over 300 miles. Look at that. Over 350 miles long this whole line is. That's actually really, really long. So obviously, like 300 miles worth of storms in a linear fashion is literally trucking its way across the eastern side of Texas. And like I said, obviously towards like Austin, maybe even San Antonio could get some stuff as well towards Bryan as we're watching here too. But yeah, so that's for you. So I'd say, like I said, for Bryan, wait about 45 minutes to an hour, maybe up to an hour and a half being possible before it does get there. Let's go ahead and see here. I forgot that normally the tornadic storms fire up again. Yeah, so usually during the afternoon into the evening hours is whenever the most storm and tornadic activity occurs. And like I said, we actually had already a confirmed tornado in Winona, Texas, in the northeastern side. I'll go ahead and show you guys that report again really quickly for the people just now joining us. So this report came through here on the Eastern time zone at 11:25. But this is in the Central Time Zone, so we subtract an hour, so it'd be 10:25 Central Time. Look at this. Remark says corrects previous thunderstorm wind damage report from Winona. Trees reported down and structural damage to one of the buildings in the Hussey Circle area. Update to confirmed tornado. And as we just looked at a minute ago, we'll show you guys again here something that I believe Colton sent us this one. Yes, Colton has sent us this one video, and this is actually of that tornado that we actually did see move its way through northeastern Texas. We're going to go ahead and show you guys that here right now. So this is what's happened. There you go. If you look very, very closely, watch like right in here. There you go. You saw that? That was the power flash going on right there. Transformer blue because of the tornado, obviously knocking down them power lines. So yeah, we saw this tornado drive its way through the region here. Definitely is looking... pretty crazy. Definitely is, definitely pretty crazy, especially because it's relatively early, too. We saw this. Once again, this was at 10:25 local, and we saw a tornado that was in northeastern Texas. So, that just really kind of goes to show you that the atmosphere might be, prone to produce maybe a few tornadic cells here for today. That is a risk. Not the main concern, but like I said, damaging winds is the main possibility. But we cannot say that a tornado can be ruled out. Obviously there's already been one today, and as we're starting to progress into more active time of the day, maybe even we could see a little bit more storm and tornado activity. Now, I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and turn off the national radar here for 1 minute, but we're going to turn on the local radar because we're going to grab a close view to what's actually happening here in these cells. We're going to start to take the normal radar view. Now we're going to go to in radar analysis. So here is the different radar view. You can obviously tell we're starting to see a decent amount of storm activity really starting to fire off here. Now, if you look at velocity, now this is basically the eyes through the storms here. This looks for rotation. And I can tell you right now, there's really not much rotation going on anywhere. Don't think that's much of anything. I think that's more of a radar glitch than anything. But anyway, so yeah, nothing really is going on right now, so I'm not seeing any immediate dangers of tornadoes going on with this line at the moment. Some great news, but obviously we're going to keep on watching this too. We're going to grab a view up towards Louisiana. The main tornado threat is for today, is across portions of eastern Texas into Louisiana. Now, if we actually pull up the overall tornado outlook here for today, we'll go ahead and turn up the categorical outlook to the tornado possibilities here, and you'll see just around that area where the green is, that is where, not the radar green, we'll go ahead and change, actually turn off the radar to show you. So this green area, that's where the tornadoes are most likely going to be possible for today. Like I said, it's relatively a very low chance, but still, it is a severe threat, and a few tornadoes cannot be ruled out across areas here in eastern Texas, obviously into Louisiana, and even a small little portion here of southwestern Mississippi. But yeah, so that is actively what is currently going on at the moment. So that is something we're going to continue to watch here. Now, let's go ahead and switch on back to reflectivity here. Radar being a little bit glitchy there. So yeah, obviously we are starting to see a little bit more nasty looking storm action going on here towards Louisiana as well. Obviously kind of embedded types of strong storms to severe storms going on right now. But like I said, right now there's no active warnings in place, which is some good news. But like I said, it would not be surprising at all if we really start to see some of those fire off here at any time. So we're just kind of on alert here. We're on standby. We are on we are on a storm standby for you guys here for today. So we definitely got you guys covered. Let's go ahead and see here. Let's go see Converse, Louisiana. So like I said, Louisiana got to watch out for that for today. Is possibility of a few, obviously maybe a few, damaging wind gusts, maybe up to an isolated tornado or two could be possible. We'll see what happens. But like I said, there's already been a tornado for today in northeastern Texas and Winona. There has been a confirmed tornado we just looked at here a minute ago. Let's go see. Baby Mexican says, "What's up, Andrew? What's up? Hope you're doing good, man." Brandon says, "Looking pretty active right now." It really is. Nikki says, "How is Waco area?" Is in the clear right now. So Waco is right here. If we take a look at my map, you can see Waco is mostly out of the main line. You've already gotten the worst of it. Once this line passes through, the chances of getting those severe storms mostly just dies out. So for you, maybe a little bit more rain activity could be possible, maybe a few little rain showers, but anything like thunder-wise and thunderstorm-wise, nah, it's just not really expected for you. So honestly, Waco is mostly heading on its way out here. I'd give it like an hour or so for the most part, and it'll be relatively dry. Radar is showing a little bit of precipitation falling right now, but, anything too crazy? Yeah, not really. But that's what's going on right there. Let's see here. If tornadoes would happen, will they be weak? Okay, so for the most part, yes, they would most likely be weak. There's just not enough. I mean, there's not really strong wind shear there. It's basically the key component for tornadoes is winds at different levels. What we call wind shear. Now, wind shear is not as strong today. It's not as strong today. So obviously that does pose, if a tornado did occur, it would likely be on the lower spectrum. But, you know, we'll just watch it. We'll see what happens. I mean, obviously there still is the damage concern. I mean, obviously earlier today we've seen some damage to a building for today in Winona. So obviously that's, you know, as well as trees blown over too. So that's kind of a concern there. But let's go ahead and take a look at this. But yeah, so definitely is, you know, probably going to be more in the week. It's a better chance of being weak than not. Kenneth says, hey there, tell me about the storms. Just tune in. Thank you. So like I said, right now we're seeing this big old line of storms driving its way through the air here in Texas. Like I said, obviously for today, you know, the main threat is for damaging winds and a few tornadoes being possible. And like I said, not too long ago, actually from what I've seen, for today, they actually added a risk for severe storms across portions of South and North Carolina, portions of Virginia, Maryland, obviously Delaware, New Jersey, and Pennsylvania. And like I was saying, we're watching this area of low pressure. This has been that system that's been driving all kinds of severe weather over the last several days. This thing's obviously very much pretty much clocking counterclockwise, and this whole system is shooting its way up here to the northeast. So obviously, that is that's kind of what we are watching here right now. It's going to be out of the region, I'd say, within the next 2 to 3 days or so. I mean, it's relatively slow moving right now. It's not moving too fast, but eventually this is going to be moving its way out of the country. Obviously, for tomorrow, the chance for thunderstorms will still persist across portions here of the northeast, as the system is still bringing the environment with it, basically, of thunderstorm potential. But obviously, the areas here towards like the central U.S. has gotten behind this whole entire front. The colder air, the more stable air has built in. Therefore, no thunderstorms is expected to occur across those locations. But yeah, so that's what's going on right now. And then we have our little micro system, another little system firing off here across portions of Texas into Louisiana. And like I said, that's where the severe risk here is for today. Is across portions here of obviously where the dark green is. That's showing our severe risk here for today. And like I said, once you kind of pass this main line, on the backhand side, there's more of a stable atmosphere and there's more of an unstable atmosphere ahead of it. So obviously, where the unstable atmosphere is, that is basically thunderstorm potential. That is basically thunderstorm energy that could obviously be acquired to produce severe storms and thunderstorms in general. So that's kind of what we're looking at. So like I said, once that main line passes you, the chances of you getting storms dramatically decreases by the minute because the stability builds back into the region again, that stable air, which, you know, like I said, obviously for storms, you need instability, you need unstable air. But yeah, so that's what we're looking at there. Let's go and see. Lily says, I'm from the UK. I think El Reno 2013. I think EF5, not EF3. Well, the reason they put it as an EF3 is because it really just didn't damage as much things. You know, there really was not much stuff to go off of with the reports. See, they survey it based off of how much damage the storm was caused. Not by the size, not by the looks of the storm. They don't do that, which a lot of people would mistake for. No, they go off the damage after the storm. And like I said, a lot of people wonder, well, directly after a tornado, can you tell exactly what size or what kind of, you know, scale it was? No, it's going to take a little bit for the survey teams to get out there and obviously survey it and take a look at the damage. But there really wasn't much that was damaged with the El Reno tornado. Obviously, if bigger buildings, more stronger buildings got hit, it would honestly probably be upgraded. Absolutely. But I will, on the other side, I will say on the other side of things, there was a mobile radar station. We call this the DOW, or the Doppler on wheels. This thing detected 302 mile per hour winds. And obviously, if it's based off of that alone, yeah, that would be over like an EF5. But still, the damage it caused, it only produced EF3 damage. But if it hit anything else, then yeah, I think it would have gone to EF5. But yeah, so that's kind of the story on that. Let's go ahead and see here. But yeah, so Nikki says, thank you very much. You're very, very welcome. What about Conroe, Texas here? So where is Conroe actually at? Like I said, you should know where you are based off of the map here. And if you're in, oh, there's Conroe right there. Okay, so yeah, you have the chance of obviously seeing maybe a few showers, a few storms. That line is still yet to hit you. It's still probably going to take at least a few hours, probably 2-3 hours or so by the time it gets there. Maybe even a little bit longer. Honestly, it's going to be several hours before that line gets there, but it's possibility that we could see maybe a few more thunderstorms, maybe a few more showers and storms could develop ahead of this front, because we are seeing what we call advection, warm air advection, this warm air coming up here from the Gulf of Mexico, obviously dragging up all that moisture here ahead of the storm, and then that cold air is kind of backing on the backside. So this is a slow little system going on here right now. So that is what's currently happening here as of right now. So yeah, watch out for a few storms. It's going to take a little bit before it does get there. Can I look at the shear? So Simon, we just looked at shear. Like I said, wind shear is not too crazy. Like I said, if any tornado was to happen, it would most likely be on the weak side, as we were just just talking about here. But we'll see. Kenneth says, "Thank you, my man. Keep up the good work." Well, thank you so much, there, Kenneth. Glad to have you here. Let's see here. But yeah, so Sage wants me to look at storms here in Pennsylvania. So we're just going to look at Pennsylvania as a whole. You should know where you're at. Like I said, obviously the central and eastern side where the dark green is, there's actually a possibility of seeing maybe a few strong to severe storms. As you can see right now over the last scan, I mean, we've been seeing on and off showers and thunderstorm activity that's been ongoing. Nothing too severe is kicking off here right now, but I'd say it's something that we should continue watching here. Like I said, maybe a few storms could be possible. The only concern for the mid-Atlantic into portions of the northeast is only the chance for isolated wind damage. Basically, with some isolated severe storms, meaning here and there, kind of relatively scattered and kind of scattered out far from each other. So a few isolated storms could be possible. Maybe some damaging winds could be a possibility. As you can see, tornadoes is not a concern here. But when it comes to hail, same thing. So only the main concern here is actually damaging winds. While although on the south, like I said, with this other risk, that is where if you look at tornado probability, you can see it's right there, mostly isolated across portions of eastern Texas and to Louisiana. That is where that is possible. Yeah, so that is indeed what we are looking at there. When was it forming there? Was it a horizontal vortex? What are you talking about? Let's go and see. Taniel says, "Hey, what's up, Taniel? Hope you're doing good. Glad to have you here." Let's see here. Doesn't it make it harder for tornadoes to develop when it's moving to the southeast? Well, not necessarily. I mean, honestly, what's going on here is regardless, we have that lower level component. We call this the lower level jet. Basically the wind's pulling onshore. You can obviously tell right here the storms are moving northeast, and these guys are moving this way. So basically, this is that wind directional change, which creates, the vorticity, obviously possible for tornadoes and stuff to occur. With that being said, obviously all of that, like I said, obviously with all that, moisture moving through here, the lower level winds are pointing to the northeast. And as you go up, the back of the system is actually pointing to the southeast. So that's basically that differential, which creates, obviously that possible spin in the atmosphere. And then the instability basically just puts that, horizontal vortex there. Basically, it pushes it up and it pushes it down. It's a big old... It's a long story. I'm sure you guys probably wouldn't get it too much, but there's a handful of people that actually on the stream right now probably knows exactly what I'm talking about. Let's go ahead and see here. Sage says, "Thanks. You're very, very welcome." Brandon says, "Will be bad in Alabama today." So, in regard to Alabama, there is no severe weather threat for you. There's no really, severe threat for you. Although you are inside of a generalized thunderstorm risk, which basically saying, maybe the possibility, we could see maybe a few storms being possible, but anything severe is just really not expected, honestly. Just really not expected to occur. But in regard to maybe some storms, maybe producing some gusty winds, maybe some small hail, obviously cannot be ruled out. But for the most part, honestly, the severe storms, it's just not expected to occur. Like I said, the severity threat, the first level, I should say, is across portions of Texas into Louisiana. Obviously, that is kind of what we were looking at there. But then that secondary threat, the newest one, is across portions of the Mid-Atlantic into the southern northeast. So, who knows? We'll see. We'll definitely watch it. But overall, severe storms, I don't think it's expected to be a concern. Let's go and see. Devin says he has tweeted us a rainfall report out of Texas. Okay, let's go take a look at Twitter really quickly. Okay, so we actually got two things coming in here. Some light flooding. First of all, is a text report. City of Dallas reports dozen roads still closed due to flooding. This was as of 3 minutes ago. And here's actually an image. They call this... Okay, the quote is saying some light flooding in Fort Worth. To me, personally, this does not look like light flooding. I'm sorry, but that does not look light to me. Like, look at that. That is actually... Look, you can literally... Look at this. Some light flooding in Fort Worth. Oh, yeah, that's absolutely light flooding. That's literally your whole backyard flowing into the street right there. So, I don't think that's light, personally. I think that's way much of an understatement. Anyways, yeah, it just goes to show you, not only is there the threat for severe storms today, but like I was saying, in regard to damaging winds and tornadoes, that's a possibility, yes. But also this we got to watch out for is flooding. Flooding concerns is a big concern right now, especially for these areas where this rain is currently impacting, is because, these areas have been very, very dry over the last while. And like I said, if you introduce a lot of rain in a short amount of time, that's a big no. And obviously that could throw a lot of flooding concerns for these areas. So that is what we are looking at here as of right now. So definitely, you guys just please be on the lookout there for even flooding concerns as well. I mean, like I said, there's just a little bit more rainfall just being added. I mean, definitely with these bigger storms here, you know, the more red you go into is the more heavier rainfall rate, basically. So showing in the reds, it's obviously showing some very, very heavy rain, which could quickly accumulate the rainfall. So that's where the thunderstorm activity is. So please be safe out there for flooding too. Let's go ahead and see here. But that is what we're looking at here as of now. Let's see here. Mary says, hi, Andrew. You're amazing. Well, thank you so much there, Mary. Glad to have you here, my friend. Let's see here. You're the best. So Science says, you're the best. I really appreciate you. You're very, very welcome. Thank you so much. I haven't had severe storms since a tornado hit me in March of 2022. I've been super paranoid about the line. Thank you. You're very, very welcome, Sign. And obviously, please stay safe out there, okay? And if you need anything, we got you covered. That goes to all of you guys out there, okay? Just know that we're here for you. Just know we got you guys covered here for today. And like I said, we're just watching these storms here, and we're going to continue to watch and see what they're going to do. Anyways, let's go ahead and see here. 7 to 10 inches of rain already, with another 2 to 4 inch coming to the Dallas area. So, I mean, yeah, we have lots of flooding reports coming through here through Dallas. Let's go and take a look at some of these. So obviously, yeah, water is reported about 2 feet deep in low-lying areas here near Beltline. And as we just saw there just a minute ago, on that Twitter report that Devin has sent us, we got another report coming in from him apparently. But as we were looking at, apparently multiple roads are still closed. And something I'm going to look at. Oh, let's see here. I'm going to pull up the traffic map here. And we're going to look and see how the road conditions are doing right now, because that's obviously a big concern when it does come to this. So obviously here is our map. Okay, we're in Kentucky. Look at that, towards Dallas. Well, you know, honestly, yeah, some of these roads are definitely closed. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, lots and lots of roads reporting closed here. And these are in those low-lying spots too. You know, obviously you can see that they're more towards like that water and stuff like that. It's because they're lower levels. And obviously, if you look at it, yeah, look at that road closed there. All of these roads are really closed. So that's definitely not good at all. And that just goes to show you that there's lots and lots of flooding going on. Okay, so definitely, please, you guys, just stay out there and just, you know, just please be safe there. And just make sure that if you're traveling, just make sure that you know that flooding is an ongoing concern, okay? So definitely watch out for that. Let's see, Alex says, just got back from school. Well, Alex, I hope you had a wonderful day at school, and glad to have you here, my friend. And, but like I said, guys, if you have any questions, you know, let me know. We're going to be here for you guys. And, like I said, if you're new to the channel, consider hitting that subscribe button, guys. It'd be greatly appreciated. Thank you all for being here for today. Greatly, greatly appreciated. You guys absolutely rock. But, yeah. So, as of right now, as you guys may or may not know, like I said, right now we are not actively dealing with any severe warnings, which is a good thing. Let's hope that that stays there for a while. But like I said, obviously with that being said, though, we have lots of flooding that's currently going on. And like I said, this nasty line is really starting to take shape here. And it would honestly not be surprising if we did start to see some strong to severe storms really start to kind of fire off ahead of this line here. Because like I was saying, we have a decent amount of energy. Basically, like I was saying, it kind of works like a car, or I'm kind of comparing it to a car. It doesn't really work like a car, but it compares to a car. Like I said, you need fuel in your tank to get places. If you don't have the fuel, or if you don't have an engine in general, how are you going to expect to get anywhere? So those are the two main components also for storms, is basically your engine, as we call it, wind shear, basically just winds at different levels, and instability, which is basically the energy in the atmosphere, or the fuel that's there. So, like I said, with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and show you guys something here really quickly. This is what we call the meso-analysis. Now, it sounds pretty scary, which I tell you, it's not too bad, but first we're going to take a look here at the fuel that is in the atmosphere. Like I said, for values over 500 and plus, that's where severe storms start to become possible. And just for that reference, we're seeing about 3,000 here located in southern Texas. So, yeah, we're seeing lots of energy, lots and lots of instability there in the atmosphere. The more further south you go, I mean, really, there's lots of energy all ahead of this line. You know, this is all energy, but the worst of it, this is more heavier instability over here, and this is a little bit more lighter. But so obviously, the more you go down into southern Texas, that's where a lot of that fuel is, like that fuel for your car. So there's a lot of potential to get there. Now with the winds here, you can see a lot of the winds are mostly across portions of eastern Texas into Louisiana, and that just so happens to be where the tornado possibility is here for today. And obviously with all that instability, all that warm air driving its way towards the engine, the quote-unquote engine, that is where basically, you know, we could see that. So that is what's going on there, my friends. You know, that is currently what we're seeing. So obviously we're seeing those conditions definitely being favorable for some severe storms. And like I said, in regards to things, you know, some damaging winds and obviously maybe a few tornadoes, an isolated tornado or two cannot be ruled out. Let's go ahead and see here. Karen wants to know what is tomorrow's outlook in Central Texas. Okay, so let's take a look at this. So I can tell you right now, tomorrow is looking not as bad. Possibility is still... Okay, here's the thing. A few thunderstorms could be possible, but nothing severe is expected like we are seeing today. So obviously for tomorrow, it's going to be a little bit more lighter. But that is indeed what we're looking at. Let's see here. Lily says, I heard smaller funnel near Tyler. Let's see. So here's where Tyler's at, obviously. So you heard reports of a funnel. Okay, so obviously here's Tyler, and this is a little bit before Winona. And so right here, this is Tyler, by the way. And if you don't know, we did have a tornado warning earlier. This was actually confirmed at tornado here. If we look at the text, it does say tornado observed here. To repeat, a tornado's on the ground. This was earlier, by the way, not currently. But yeah, so obviously this was definitely confirmed here. So we gotta definitely we gotta watch this. But look, here's a report coming through here. Apparently some damage to the trees and obviously some buildings too. And they updated this to a confirmed tornado here. So definitely that is. But you're saying here in Tyler there's a reported funnel cloud. I'm not seeing any reports coming through with that. But you know what? It would not surprise me because obviously, just the next town over is where the tornado did drop. So, but yeah, so there has been some damage that has been reported. And to show you guys something here, I can actually show you the actual video from the tornado that went through here. First of all, we got ourselves some another report coming through here from Devin. This is actually coming through here. So obviously, wow, this is pretty crazy. So let me actually go ahead and show you guys something before we look at that. This is how much more rain is possible to come here. This is obviously, this is reported to me by Devin. So obviously, towards the areas here, towards like Alabama, maybe the two portions of, Mississippi. I mean, honestly, we could see some locally high amounts of rain here. I mean, we are seeing a pretty nasty amount of rain tracking its way across the southeast. And like I said, I mean, the southeast has been very, very dry. For the most part, it's been pretty daggone dry. Now, if we take a look here down at this, like I said, here was reported by Colton. This was the actual tornado that happened earlier. I don't know if you guys just saw that, but there's a power flash that happens right in here, which is going on right there. You just saw it. So that was a confirmed tornado. This, like I said, this was in Winona, and this is what that storm we were just talking about. This dropped here at around 10:25 Central Time. This would be equivalent to 11:25 Eastern, but still, the fact it's relatively early is kind of surprising. Obviously, because like I said, the thunderstorms are more well developed and more mature in the afternoon and evening hours. But for something like this to happen I'd say decently early, it's kind of rare, honestly. But like I said, it just goes to show you that the atmosphere is definitely in favorable mood for maybe a few rotating thunderstorms in what we call supercell. So maybe a few strong to severe storms could be possible, maybe with the possible tornadoes right here. Anyways, so yeah, this is what the line currently looks like right here. You can kind of see it's a lot more pretty decent line. Like I said, we just looked at it. It's honestly covering about 350 miles in length. Really starting to kind of kick off here just south of Tyler. You can see all the way the heavier reflectivity. Obviously, the red showing heavy rainfall rates going on right now. The green showing a little bit light. But anyways, so this is what we can expect here. Obviously, the storm system is tracking its way through the region. As of right now, like I said, we have no active warnings, which is good. However, we do have a group of special weather statements in here in Mississippi. Now, this is basically saying, okay, so in this case, this is not severe storms, but this is strong storms. And so these cells right here towards southern Mississippi, these are strong cells capable of producing some 40-mile-per-hour winds and maybe even not really hail as a concern, but just like maybe even some torrential rainfall being possible at these two. I mean, lots and lots of, quick rainfall rates can obviously lead to flooding, which obviously is not what these places need because they've been relatively dry for the most part. But like I said, we're just watching out for it. We have a little bit to go on this for portions of Vicksburg, Port Gibson, Brookhaven, let's go see Maggie, portions of Collins, Laurel, Bay Springs. That's where those special weather statements are located, basically just saying, yeah, so pretty strong storms are moving through the region, but they're not really severe yet. They're not severe yet. But, like I said, we're just watching this area here in the dark green. This is our severe threat for today. This is where the dark green is. And if I show you guys right here where the tornado probability is, you're going to see that it really highlights eastern Texas into portions of Louisiana. So that is kind of where the tornado possibility is for today. Relatively low threat, but I still will mention it. It's basically saying a tornado or two cannot be ruled out. And we've already seen a confirmed tornado as early as 10:25 in the morning, which is actually really, really nuts. And like I said, for hail today, hail's not a concern, luckily, for a lot of places, or actually any place here. However, damaging winds is a primary concern. 5% chance here. Pretty decent concern. Also across portions of the mid-Atlantic here into the southern northeast. I mean, even areas of Pennsylvania. Like I said, there's a severe weather threat for today. So there's really two areas we're watching, not really just one. But the main area here is obviously into eastern Texas, into Louisiana. That's where we kind of have our eyes. But like as you can see, that line has not approached eastern Texas or into Louisiana yet. I mean, obviously, yeah, we're seeing a little bit of thunderstorm activity kicking off. But, you know, obviously, like I said, obviously, we're just going to continue watching this. We're going to see what this is going to do here. Because, like I said, it could really turn nasty here at any moment. And we're kind of just waiting here. We're on standby. Let's go ahead and see. But, yeah, that's what we're looking at. Brandon says, let's see here. It's like being dry for so long. Our cries have been heard, and now everywhere is getting watered. Pretty much. And just to kind of show you guys something here, I want to go ahead and bring this up. This is the drought monitor. And you can obviously tell, okay, so the areas in the yellow and tan is pretty much saying, okay, we're a little bit abnormally dry. A little bit more drier than normal. You know, that's, you know, honestly, nothing too crazy. But once you start to move into the orange, that's where, you know, a decent drought is starting to take place. The red is showing a pretty moderate drought going on, but the red is showing an extreme drought. And you can obviously tell a lot of these areas here that's getting rain today, and like I said, potentially heavy rainfall is in the heavy drought. And like I said, obviously leading more into the Louisiana, Mississippi area. Not as dry as Texas, but like I said, obviously these areas have been pounded by lots of rainfall, and this is definitely not helping right now. They've already dealt with a lot of rainfall, and like I said, we've already have in Dallas. I mean, we have several flooding reports over the last few hours. If we go back in time, we can see all of these things popping up. We still have reports, lots and lots of reports coming through here that multiple roads are still closed here in the Dallas area. As some areas has been reported as nearly 2 feet of water, actually over 2 feet of water, has been standing on some of the low-lying areas. That's a big concern. That is a very, very big concern. So this just goes to show you guys, we have got to really watch out for this. Let's go ahead and see here. Sign says, picking up here in Bryan, reflectivity question mark. So here's what's going on. So here's Bryan. Like I said, you can still see the line is a little bit away from you, not too far. It'll probably be there within the next half hour or so, but you can obviously tell, yeah, the winds usually start to pick up here right close to the line because we have some pretty strong northeasterlies that usually occur right here next to the line. So obviously the winds are really blowing to the northeast. But the wind direction is going to change from the northeast, eventually changing to the southeast because cooler air is backing against the backside of this front, and that warmer air is kind of slicing, obviously opposite to the front here. But yeah, so that's kind of what's going on. So the winds are moving to the northeast right now. Expect that also to change eventually to the southeast once that line moves through. So that is what's going on here. Let's see. Devin has sent me a photo report. Okay, let's go take a look at to see what this report is, and we'll see what's going on here. Also, Colton too. Let me see. So this is a report coming in from. Oh wow! Apparently a fire too. Lightning struck. Oh wow. Okay, this is something else. And this just goes to show you guys, lightning is another big concern. Look at that. Lightning can cause definite fires. So, when it comes to severe storms for today, obviously some damaging wind gusts, maybe a tornado or two could happen. Flooding is a big concern, but this is another possibility. Watch out for lightning. Lightning is definitely life-threatening as well. So please, 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 please be careful out there today and definitely keep an eye on it. Now, here's another thing that actually, like I was talking about here, Colton sent into us. This is actually more flooding reports. This is in Dallas. This shows a visual perspective of what's actually happening here in Dallas. And you can obviously tell, lots and lots of rainfall is falling here. Here's another image. You can obviously see that looks like a sign of some sort. It's pretty much halfway underwater for the most part. That's actually really, really concerning here. So definitely it is getting quite nasty across a lot of these areas. I mean, look at that. Yeah, you do not want to be you do not want to be driving in that. So if you're in Dallas, just please know that lots and lots of roads are closed. Okay, know that lots and lots of roads are currently closed. So that what that means is try to avoid travel today if possible. Wait for the water lines to kind of recede because you don't want to get stuck in that mess. Obviously that's not good. And plus with the additional rainfall that's ongoing, it's still happening. So definitely is something to watch out here for. But yeah, so that's what's going on. Here's another. Wow. Okay, here's another video coming in here from Devin, actually. Go ahead and show you guys this as well. Look at that. So this is obviously some drone footage. Wow, there's lightning strikes right there. Look at these trucks is underwater there. Very, very, very nuts. So definitely, you guys, you know, please be safe out there towards the Dallas. I actually have some friends that's there in Dallas. I mean, this dude's literally swimming in this. I mean, this is some deep water. This is some very, very, very deep water. I mean, that dude was literally right there, like, swimming in that. So that must be at least several feet deep. Now, I'm sure it's receded a little bit since then, because obviously this was at nighttime when we just looked at that video. But still, that is quite nuts. Now, for the people just joining us, I also do want to mention that, you know, severe weather is not just possible across portions of Texas and Louisiana. We do have a small threat. It is still a severe threat for isolated severe storms here for today between South North Carolina, portions of Virginia. You can obviously tell that we are starting to see some storm action starting to kind of fire off here now. You can see just east of the Blue Ridge, we're starting to see that action starting to really kind of kick off there. So yeah, in this case, we could see maybe a few more severe storms. I mean, as high north as portions of southern New York. I mean, even including New York City is in the threat here, possibility of a few isolated severe storms. Now, the chances of you actually getting a severe storm is quite low since it's an isolated threat. Basically, isolated means, you know, here and there, kind of relatively spaced out. Just got new information. Actually, we now have a severe thunderstorm warning in Northern Virginia. Okay, so there you go, my friends. First warning here. So this is for areas of Winchester. It's kind of funny. We're just looking at that area and we just seen that pop up there. But anyways, so we now have a severe thunderstorm warning that is in place across portions here of Northern Virginia. Areas here towards Winchester, portions of Berryville. This is north of Boyce, across portions of Interstate 81. Okay, so obviously Winchester is the main area. Now here's the thing about this specific storm. So with this guy, we could see some damaging wind gusts. I mean, we're talking damaging wind gusts maybe up to 60 miles per hour being possible. That's kind of the main concern for these areas. And in this case, maybe even some small hail, or maybe even some hail could be possible too, up to quarter size, which that is considered severe hail. So maybe expect a little bit of hail, maybe a little bit of damaging wind potential. So areas should probably recommend to be inside of your safe spot. Stay away from windows. That's just kind of all we tell about severe thunderstorms. It's just please stay away from windows, and you know, we don't want things, you know, flying debris and stuff like that. If, say, damaging wind gusts do exist, going right through your window, that would definitely not be any good news. But anyways, let's go and see. Hypebeast says, hey man, what's going on in South Carolina? Okay, so for South Carolina, like I said, obviously the more central and northern portion, like I said, towards Columbia. Now, there's a possibility, you know, yes, we could see an isolated severe storm or two being possible. Probably a little bit more than two, I'd say. But I'd say a few storms could be severe across the areas here. But now for you specifically, you're looking relatively fine. But right now, we're starting to see, yeah, obviously a little bit of thunderstorm activity. But this is not severe storms going on to the south. So for you specifically, I remember you were saying you're down towards like Hilton Head. If I remember correctly, obviously we're seeing a little bit of obviously, you know, some thunderstorm activity. But like I said, the main concern, what I have my eyes on right now is this guy right here. Obviously, we have this pretty impressive line really starting to fire off here over the last several hours. And like I said, you know, this does have the potential of causing some severe storms. And like I said, an isolated tornado or two could not be ruled out. Maybe even some damaging wind potential as well. And when it comes to it, maybe even some flooding. Like I said, we've been seeing lots and lots of flooding ongoing here in Texas. Like I said, because a lot of these places are very, very dry. You know, they have not seen hardly any rainfall in quite some time. And we're just suddenly introducing so much rainfall, and rain has nowhere to go. The ground can't absorb all of it quick enough. And sorry about that. But yeah, obviously it cannot absorb it quick enough. And it really just starts flooding. You know, obviously rainwater has nowhere to go but except up, basically, because that's about it. But yeah. But like I said, you know, at any moment, you know, this thing could really start firing off some things here. So like I said, we're right here on standby. I got another report coming in here apparently from Devin. I'm not getting it yet though, Devin. So when I do get it, I will show you. But like I said, guys, you know, thank you all for joining us here for today, and you know, obviously, thank you guys for hanging out with us. If you guys are new to the channel, you know, consider hitting that subscribe button, guys. Be greatly appreciated. Thank you guys for you know, for being here for today. You know, it's definitely kind of cool to hang out with you guys while we're kind of, you know, watching this big old jet of a bunch of moisture going through the country right now. Like I said, a lot of rain is falling between the southern plains into the southeast and all the way up into the portions of mid-Atlantic and into the northeast. So yeah, a lot of the eastern coast here, the entire eastern coast really does have the possibility of seeing some rain and some thunderstorm activity for today. So So yeah, we're just going to keep on watching it. And like I said, something else I do want to mention to you guys, I've already mentioned it before, is that across the Northeast, like I said, you can obviously very, very much tell we are seeing this area of low pressure. This is we call it a cyclone, an area of low pressure that is tracking its way up here to the Northeast. And like I said, this is delivering those thunderstorms more to the Northeast. Now, here's tomorrow. In the upper Northeast has the possibility of seeing some storms. Now, anything severe is not expected as of now, but we will see. Now, I'll go ahead and tell you, this is that same system, okay? This is literally that same system that pretty much delivered severe weather all the way from the Midwest. It pretty much did a big old trough here. It basically shot down through the Midwest, through the Ohio Valley, and is now shooting up here to the Northeast. So this is kind of the progression of the system here. So this is that same system that, yes, did deliver some severe weather over the last few days that we did cover here on the channel across portions here of the Ohio Valley there. Here we go. So now comes in some actual footage here from, or actually some images coming in here from Devon. We're going to go ahead and show you guys this as well. This is of the flooding here in Dallas. So obviously big old truck there, some flooding in the background, but look at that. Just goes to show you. Look at this dude's holding her purse up in the air. It's pretty funny. I mean, look at that car. I think that's Honda CR-V, if I'm not mistaken. But seriously, I mean, look at it. It's a lot. It just goes to show you, seriously, how much flooding is ongoing. I mean, it's pretty crazy out there. So, please be safe out there, guys. If you know anyone in Dallas, you know, if you have any loved ones out there in Dallas, just check up on them, see how they're doing. Wow, look at that. That dude's whole entire front car is underwater. That is, that's very, very crazy. Look at this. Yeah, so it just goes to show you, I mean, yeah, flooding is definitely not being so nice to us. I mean, we're definitely seeing some pretty crazy flooding ongoing here right now. But, yeah, so that's what's going on, you guys. And, you know, just for the people joining us, welcome, guys. You know, glad to have you guys here. But something I do want to go ahead and tell you all is, like I said, we have had a tornado report today. There's already been a tornado that did touch down here in Texas. Now, if we move up here to the northeastern side, this is relatively just east of Dallas for areas here of Winona, relatively near Tyler. You can notice a while ago, this was a long time ago, we had a tornado warning that was in place across portions of Winona. This was a while back for Big Sandy and Hawkins. So this was as of, you know, around 11:30 Eastern time. So locally, this would have been about 10:30. I'm going to show you guys a footage here of an actual tornado here in a moment, what happened here. But yeah, so there has been a confirmed tornado there. The system has long been since passed, and obviously nothing crazy going on right now. But like I said, Winona took a hit. Okay, Winona definitely took a hit here for today, and you can look. Here's the report. So if you look at the bottom of it, obviously it says type tornado, obviously in the middle. But where it says source, it says emergency manager, obviously, and then remark corrects previous thunderstorm wind damage report from Winona. Trees have been reported down and structural damage to one of the buildings in Hussey Circle area. Update to confirmed tornado. So, as you've seen there, at this point, yeah, this was a confirmed tornado. So, obviously, yes, we've seen the tornado today. And the crazy part is how early it struck. You know, really how early it kind of struck here. Was kind of interesting, you know, honestly was kind of interesting. Because, like I said, obviously as you move into the afternoon hours and stuff like that, I mean, that's kind of where the, you know, the big activity starts to occur, is like in the afternoon into the evening hours. Now, here we go. So we're switching to the local radar view. You know, obviously we were just looking at the national radar view a second ago. This is the local radar view here in Northern Virginia. New thunderstorm warning just popped up here across the Northeast. We'll take a look at that here in a second. But I wanted to touch up base on the one warning that's in effect across portions of Winchester, north of Boyce here. West of Berryville. So this basically is what's going on 25 minutes ago. Now here's the thing, 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts as well as quarter-size hail is possible. Now you can obviously tell towards kind of right around here, this is like where some of that, you know, some of those damaging winds could possibly be happening here. I mean, some areas here maybe get up to 30. Now remember, this could be gusting up to 60. Does not mean it has to be constantly blowing at 60. Just kind of showing what we are looking at there. So that's the warning. And like I said, we just now saw another warning. This is for Pennsylvania towards Allentown. Same thing, 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail. I was going to see Hellertown, portions of Allentown, Bethlehem, portions of Northampton, Catasauqua. I'm gonna pretend I got that right, which I know I probably didn't. Areas of Bath. Okay, I live in a town. Imagine being in a town called Bath. Anyways, Chapman as well. and Nazareth. Yeah, Nazareth. Pretty confident on that one. But yeah, so that's there's 2 warnings in effect here. Apparently, hold on a minute. We got ourselves a report coming through here in New Jersey. Look at this. This is actually kind of interesting. This is just now popping up, at least so I'm seeing it. Okay, look at this. So this is our lightning report. Remark shows lightning strike to home. Fire department on scene. Okay, so goes to show you once again that obviously with these storms, lightning is a concern too. Between today's concerns, damaging wind gusts being a primary threat, followed by an isolated tornado or 2, and then obviously moving into the other realm like damaging winds, other realms like flooding and obviously lightning. That's kind of a big concern there. Let's see here. Miss Anonymous says, thank you for the warning for us up here in the Northeast. You're very, very welcome. Kirk says, hello from the UK. Looks bad over there. Like boats are needed more than cars. Pretty much, yeah. Honestly, that's kind of an understatement. But yeah, definitely. For sure. Let's see here. Science says, can I look at reflectivity in Texas? Absolutely. So let's go and pull up the storms here. We're going to pull up the local radar view. Now, luckily, we have a radar view right smack dab in the middle of this overall threat. So there you go, or this overall line. So you can see right now, it looks like Austin, Texas is starting to get this line here currently. Likely seeing some pretty decent rainfall currently. Some decent rainfall rates, according to the reflectivity scan here. Now, typically, once you start to go 50 dBz, what we call it, decibels basically, 50 dBz and above, that's where it starts getting pretty daggone heavy. We can obviously tell we're in the 40 range, and some areas clocking up near the 50. So that's obviously some quite moderate to heavy rainfall that is occurring. So obviously, areas of Austin currently getting hit right now. And like I said, eventually it looks like this could move into the region towards like San Antonio. We might need to watch this as well as these storms, this whole line is kind of tracking its way through the region there. But that is kind of what we are looking at as of right now. So we're going to watch it. We're going to keep an eye on it. And we're going to see what this does. Like I said, there is a possibility that we could see an isolated tornado or 2. As of right now, it doesn't look like there's any rotation going on. That's definitely some good news, according to the radar view. I'm going to shift the radar view up to Louisiana, because like I said, into Louisiana, into eastern Texas. That's where the tornado possibility is for today. So let me look here in Louisiana, at least according to these storms. So as of right now, I'm not really seeing any rotation. This is some good news, because obviously we don't want to deal with any rotating storms, because at that point, then obviously tornado possibilities becomes a big concern. But yeah, as of right now, looking relatively fine. Okay, so we're just going to keep an eye on it, though, because like I said, obviously this can change, okay? Since we're moving into, obviously, the afternoon hours here. And like I said, obviously from the afternoon hours here into the evening for today, that is where the severe threat is definitely possible. So that's what's going on there in Texas. Let's go and see. Sean says, hey, Andrew, how am I? I'm doing pretty good, Sean. Hope you're doing good as well. Glad to have you here, man. Sage says lots of lightning strikes lately. Yeah, like I said, we've already had reported 2 lightning strikes that has caused fires. One in Texas, I believe. I got a report from I forgot. It was either from Devon or Colton. I can look it up really quickly. So this report came through from a little bit ago. I think I already passed it. I believe it was Texas. I want to say it was Texas here. Oh, here we go. I think here it is. Yeah, this is in Dallas actually. So yeah, Dallas, Texas. A little bit ago, lightning did strike a place here in Dallas and did cause obviously a fire to break out. But we have another report here in New Jersey. So just goes to show you that obviously lightning is a big concern. But yeah, so Sage, there is. TWC says, I saw a tornado report near Jacksonville on your radar when I had it on loop. So I did see that. It was not a tornado report. There's some more lightning already. House fire on Atlantic Beach. Okay, there's already a lot more lightning occurring, apparently. But I know what you're talking about. Yes, let's go ahead and turn my radar view off there. We're going to turn the national one on. Now, if we go back in time, you're going to notice, if we play this down in time here, you can notice. So this is not an actual tornado report. This is a funnel cloud report. And yeah, so this lasted for about 3 or 4 minutes, it says, in Duval, Florida. This was in Duval, Florida, in the city of Neptune Beach. So obviously county was Duval, in the area of Neptune Beach. So funnel cloud reported, lasted for about 3 to 4 minutes. But yeah, this was not a confirmed tornado. But like I said, we did actually have a confirmed tornado today in Texas. We'll actually go ahead and show you guys the footage here in a second. But like I was saying, it was actually right here towards just northeast of Tyler in a place called Winona. This is where a while back you can see right there. The tornado warning was issued at around, let's see, it looked like it was about issued around 11:30, which it kind of looks like that report came first before the warning. But anyway, so regardless, Winona did experience a tornado. If you look at the text here, remark says corrects previous thunderstorm wind damage report. So at first it was reported as damaging winds from a thunderstorm. From Winona, it's reported to trees reported down and structural damage to one building in the Hussey Circle area. So that's kind of what it looks like. And then obviously, update to confirm tornado did take place. Now, if we take a look here back towards, the main view, or back to our Twitter view, I should say, we did actually see. Here's the tornado report. This is actually of the tornado that did occur. Now, watch out. There's a power flash that happens right here. You can see that. I'll go ahead and replay it really quickly. If you look at it, you can see it happens. I think I went too far. Look right here on the right side. Right there. So that's where, obviously, let's go and see here. Sign in for. Thank you so much for the super chat, man. Greatly appreciate it. Greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much, man. Definitely means a lot to me. But yeah, so you can obviously tell, so obviously the power lines or the transformer got blown because of the tornado here. But yeah, so it just goes to show you that the environment is definitely favorable for the possibilities of maybe a few rotating thunderstorms today. So, but once again, man, Sign, thank you so much. Greatly appreciate it. Let's go see. Sign says, thank you for everything. You're very, very welcome, my friend, and really thank you for supporting the channel. Greatly appreciate it. Like I said, it really helps us out, man, and very, very thoughtful of you. Greatly appreciated. But yeah, so that's what's currently what we're looking at here right now. Like I said, we are currently watching this now. We're going to do a little update, guys, on the warnings here in Virginia. First severe thunderstorm warning popped up here not too long ago across portions of Winchester, portions of Berryville, north of Boyce. Now, this guy is in effect for 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail. So obviously here in northern Virginia with this one in particular storm, honestly, it's possible that we could see maybe some damaging wind gusts up to 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and maybe even some small hail up to quarter size. So watch out for maybe even some wind-driven hail. It's possible. So it'd be recommended to stay away from windows in a case like this for sure. So definitely we'll just keep on watching it. We also do have another warning here. Now, this one's actually in Pennsylvania, okay? Like I said, we also do have a severe weather threat in the Mid-Atlantic into the northeast today as well. Here across portions of eastern Pennsylvania, here towards Allentown, we're actually seeing ourselves a severe thunderstorm warning that is in place, basically for, once again, 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail. So, once again, just kind of the same threats for one of each other. Maybe some damaging wind gusts up to 60, which can obviously displace lawn furniture, maybe anything that's loose outside. So, it would be recommended to stay away from windows because you don't want any lawn furniture going flying through your window, especially when you're next to it. So, obviously, it'd be recommended to stay away from windows if possible. And obviously, with lightning concerns as well. So watch out for lightning, obviously, and, some possible damaging wind gusts and maybe even some, maybe some hail being possible too. Now, like I said, we're also seeing the main threat. The big threat for today is occurring across portions here to the south. Apparently got a new severe thunderstorm warning got issued. Apparently there is a new warning that got issued. Let's see, where is this for? Let me guess. Okay, it's across the southwest here. So we actually have a new warning popping up here for same thing. Here in Arizona, actually, just, to the northeast of Phoenix, it kind of looks like. Once again, same criteria as the other ones, though. But that is, that's kind of what we are looking at here as of now. But yeah, so obviously the main concern for right now, like I said, for today, is the tornado possibility is across portions of mostly Louisiana into portions of eastern Texas. Now, from here on out, those storms are starting to kind of breach into this overall tornado area. So, like I said, obviously anything could happen at any time. We're on standby here. We're waiting to see what's going to happen. But yeah, so that's a possibility. So tornadoes is possible across. I'll go ahead and turn off the radar so you guys can actually see it. This is the tornado area here for today. This is where tornadoes could not be ruled out. Not saying they're really likely. I'd say it's possible, but we've already seen a tornado today, so that's already happened. But so it's definitely possible again. Now, in regard to hail, you can see there's no threat here, but damaging wind potential is definitely a big possibility. Okay, so watch out for some damaging winds. That's kind of the main concern here for today. Same thing for portions of the Mid-Atlantic, South, North Carolina, Virginia, Maryland, Delaware, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, and Southern New York, even New York City included too. That's where the possibility of some severe storms with damaging wind capabilities is. But yeah, so like I said, the only tornado probability for today is across portions here of Louisiana, eastern Texas, and even a small portion of southwestern portions of Mississippi. So that's what we're looking at. Here's the overall risk, and you might wonder, well, what does the light green mean? So that's basically telling us, okay, yeah, a few storms could happen, some rumbles of thunder. Obviously, some thunderstorms could happen, but they're not expected to be severe. So maybe just a few thunderstorms possible. But other than that, that's basically what the risk area means. So you guys know now where the severe risks are for today. And those are the areas we were watching. Let's go ahead and see here. Shell says, anything concern from Maryland between Baltimore and Philadelphia? Okay, so obviously Philadelphia's up here to the, basically right here in the east. Here's Baltimore. So kind of right in here, yes, you do have a severe weather threat for today. Like I said, obviously with the main concern being damaging winds. Other than that, tornadoes, yeah, once again, not a concern for you. It does look like that we are starting to see some more intense storms starting to kind of form off here. So definitely watch out for that. We are seeing some just north of Baltimore. And they are tracking east. So it depends on where you're at specifically. You said between Philadelphia and Philadelphia and Baltimore. So between like Aberdeen, near that area, it looks like some storms are getting ready to move through the region there now. So, but right now they're not severe, which is some good news. But just watch out for it. Obviously, lightning is still a concern with whatever thunderstorm it is, severe or not. Lightning is still a life-threatening thing. You should still remain indoors, definitely. Let's go and see here. Shell says, thank you. You're very welcome. Let's see. Kenny says, where do I live? So I actually live in Virginia. I'm actually really not far from here. This is, I live here in Prince William County here in Northern Virginia. But right now, I'm all the way here in Kentucky for the rest of the year, hanging out with some family members down here towards the Louisville area. I'm actually in a county called Oldham County. Obviously, here in Oldham County is where I'm at. And like I said, I actually live in Prince William County over here. But yeah, so that's where I'm at. Let's see here. Rail fan, Blake says, hi, what's up, man? Hope you're doing good, my friend. Glad to have you here. And, thank you for joining us. But like I said, something I do want to show you guys what's going on here in the nation right now. If you can obviously tell, across the northeast, look what's happening. So you can obviously tell a lot of rotation is going on here. This is what we call an area of low pressure or a cyclone. So this system is tracking its way up here to the northeast. Now, with this specific system, this was the this is the main driver of all that severe weather we did see the other day, or the last few days, I should say, between the portions of the Midwest, obviously in two portions here of the, obviously in two portions of the Ohio Valley, and eventually moving up into the Northeast. This is that same system. Now, this is going to continue for the next few days. It's relatively moving quite slow across the Northeast. So this is actually going to deliver maybe some more thunderstorm potential here for tomorrow across portions here of the Northeast. It's a possibility. We could see maybe a little bit more thunderstorm activity across the Northeast. Now, as of right now, conditionally, anything severe is not really expected. If we take a look here at tomorrow's categorical outlook, tomorrow's severe weather outlook, you can see, yes, across portions of the Northeast, there is the possibility we could see some thunderstorms. That's what the light green does show. But anything severe is just, as of now, not expected. Okay, so, but if any changes does happen, we'll let you know. We'll let you guys know. Let's see here. Sign N4 says, I used to live in D.C. Wow, not too far away from me, huh? Let's go ahead and see here. Jenny says, hello, what's up, Jenny? Hope you're doing all right. Glad to have you here. Haven't seen you in a while. Hope you're doing good there, Jenny. Shell says we're practically neighbors from Baltimore, but live in Cecil County, Maryland. I think that's how you pronounce it. Still, I work in Northern Virginia often. Well, that's pretty cool. Well, obviously, glad to have you here. Nice meeting you. I hope you're doing all right. Jenny says, nice haircut, Andrew. Thank you so much. Yeah, I got it probably, I'd say, I don't know, maybe 2 weeks ago or so. But thank you. Greatly appreciate it. Yeah, I definitely need it. If you guys go back a few live streams, you can see my raggedy long hair. I don't like my long hair. I don't like having long hair. I like it the way it is. I like it the way it is. It's definitely long overdue for sure. But anyway, so once again, for my friends who is just now joining us, I want to go ahead and tell you guys a little story that's been happening here in Dallas. First of all, lots of flooding. We've already seen several inches of rainfall that has occurred across these regions. Obviously leading to some very kind of gruesome impacts. Lots and lots of flooding. Some areas actually over 2 foot of water standing in low-lying areas. Big concern, lots of flooding going on, but also, here's kind of the more interesting concern to happen. So at around 11:30 this morning, on the Eastern time zone, or local to around 10:30, there was a tornado warning that was in place across portions of northeastern Texas for a little town, or a decent town, I should say, called Winona. Now, here's the thing. This report came through at 11:25, saying, corrects previous thunderstorm wind damage report in Winona. Trees have been reported down and structural damage to buildings in Hussey Circle area have been confirmed, basically. Update to confirmed tornado. So at this point, what this means is a confirmed tornado did touch down this morning at 10:25 local time to portions here of Texas. Now, I do have an actual video got a little bit of a surprise for you guys. I do have a video of the tornado. I'm going to go ahead and show you all this. This was reported by Colton a little bit ago. This was actually uploaded 2 hours ago from this tornado, though. But if we take a look at it, go and switch our view over here. This was the actual, this was the tornado that did touch down here. And if you pay attention, if you pay close attention, right, especially over this red, whatever that red thing is, if you pay attention to it, kind of orangish red thing, if you look closely, there's a power flash that occurs right around in there, right here. You see that? So right there, we're going to turn off the audio, but you can see right in there, that's a power flash. So obviously, yes, the tornado did definitely, break the transformer. It definitely caused it because of that. But yeah, so this was that confirmed tornado. We're going to let this play here for a minute. But this was that confirmed tornado that did happen here in Winona, Texas. Like I said, pretty early at 10:25 this morning. And the crazy part is about this is because, yeah, I mean, sometimes you can have tornadoes early and stuff like that. But just know they're not really, they're kind of rare. Because you got to think, like I said, thunderstorms usually happen in the afternoon, evening hours. That's whenever the atmosphere is most mature. But yeah, I mean, honestly, definitely is quite crazy to see here. So once again, this was actually here in northeastern Texas, in, like I said, Winona. So it just goes to show you, I mean, apparently, as of this morning, we actually seen a tornado. And that just goes to show you, right around now is whenever the maturity of the storms is starting to really kind of become an effect here, as we're starting to move into the evening hours here now. From this point forward, I mean, honestly, it's looking... like I said, there's a possibility we could see a few more of those being possible. Like I said, the main concern for tornadoes today is mostly across eastern Texas into Louisiana. Maybe even a small portion of southwestern Mississippi. I'm going to turn off the radar, you guys, so you can actually see it. But yeah, so anywhere inside this green area, this is where the main possibility for maybe a few tornadoes, definitely could be a possibility. But that's what we're looking at. So just goes to show you, basically saying it's not really likely, but it cannot be ruled out, in which we're kind of watching. So we're on standby here if anything crazy does happen. New warning just got issued for Northern Virginia for places here in Orange County, Culpeper, Madison, south of Fauquier County for areas of Culpeper, obviously Madison here. Once again, 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts, quarter-size hail for the same type of storm. The one to the north got canceled. The one for Winchester, it looks like it has gotten below severe limits, obviously. Kind of looks like it's dissipating a little bit. You can see how it's more vibrant red before when it got severe warned. Versus now, it's not as colorful when it comes to things. But yeah, another warning in effect for Allentown. Wow, we actually got a hail report coming through here. Let's see. Quarter-size hail has actually been reported here from this. So quarter-size hail here in west of Northampton. So west of Northampton here, pretty much just north of Ancient Oaks. This warning in Pennsylvania on the far eastern side towards Allentown, that's warned for 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail has actually been reported. So train weather spotters, yes, have indeed reported hail with that storm. So even though there's not conditionally a big hail threat, some localized hail could be possible. Let's go ahead and see here. Pat says nothing is normal. Pretty much. Yeah, it really is. Shell says I find tornadoes terrifying and fascinating. Me too. They actually are pretty creepy. You don't want to be near them, but they are really, really cool. Hypebeast says, over the last 2 days, we have had massive rainfall. Yesterday, we had 7 inches 2 days ago, and about 2 days ago, and about 2 inches. I would announce once again storming. Well, Hypebeast, please stay safe, my friend. Yeah, we've been seeing lots of rainfall across the southeast here, and that just goes to show you. I mean, these areas here are not really in the drought monitor. If you look at it across South Carolina, it's not really so dry. But, like I said, the big concern with all the rain that's happening here in Texas, like I said, this is the drought monitor. The areas in the tan and the yellow kind of showing a little bit more abnormally dry than normal, a little bit more drier than usual conditions for this time of the year. So a little bit dry. The orange is kind of showing, okay, so now we're starting to get pretty severe. We're starting to get pretty moderate when it comes to droughts here. Red showing pretty heavy droughts, and obviously the dark red is showing like pretty much severe drought going on. And like I said, obviously we've seen lots and lots of rainfall falling across portions of Texas. And you can even see that Dallas, I mean, they got a lot of rainfall here. Several inches reported. I believe well over a half a dozen inches has been reported here. But anyways, so basically, we're looking at this. I mean, they're in that severe drought. They're in that really bad drought. And obviously that's why there's lots of flooding, is because, like I said, if you don't have rain for a while and you suddenly introduce a lot of rainfall, at that point, basically, the ground cannot absorb as much rain that's actually falling. So what happens then, okay, the rain has to go somewhere. So it either flows down into a creek or stream, causing that to flood, or wherever it's at, it just rises up. So obviously that's a big concern. So obviously those areas have not seen that. So it's kind of like a continuous battle, because Texas has been seeing very dry conditions, and now they're just seeing all of a sudden so much rainfall. So like they can never get normal conditions here, and that's a good example of why Pat was saying nothing is normal. That's a prime example right there. It just goes to show you. But yeah, so that's what's going on there right now. And I'll also mention here, once again, guys, we have this area of low pressure right here. You can obviously tell this is definitely spinning its way. I could definitely draw these better here. But anyway, so yeah, you can see the motion of this drawing its way here counterclockwise. This is an area of low pressure. Now, this guy's tracking its way off here basically to the northeast. And this is going to deliver the possibility of maybe some more thunderstorms across the northeast here for tomorrow. Now, right now, anything conditionally is not expected to be severe. Any severe storms is just not expected to occur here for right now, for tomorrow. But I'd say it's definitely a possibility. We could see maybe a few strong storms, maybe some rumbles of thunder, obviously, being a possibility. But yeah, this whole system is tracking its way to the northeast, and this was that same system that did deliver severe weather from portions here of the Midwest down into the, obviously towards like the portions of the Ohio Valley, and then now moving through the northeast, and eventually it's going to be tracking its way up here further to the northeast. Should be out of the country within the next 2 days. Okay, so that's kind of what the plan is. It's relatively slow moving, actually. It's moving quite slow here, but yeah. So eventually tomorrow it's going to be tracking its way a little bit more to the northeast, and maybe even delivering some more storm action across those upper states of the northeast, and we'll see what happens here. Let's see, got some more comments coming through here. Let's go ahead and see here. Let's see. Shell says, I am in Chesapeake City, Maryland right now. C&D Canal, Maryland. Isn't known for severe weather, but my street is always a weird pocket that gets severe wind and kind of uproots trees. Wow, that's crazy. Well, obviously, please stay safe out there. Let's see. Jenny apparently has a broken leg. Well, Jenny, I hope you recover quickly. And I'm sorry that happened. I'm definitely sorry that happened. Yeah, please get well soon, okay? Yeah, it definitely is very unfortunate. I've only broken one bone in my body so far, and that was my wrist. I was back in first grade. Another story for another day, but yeah. Okay, so let's go ahead and switch. We're turning off the national radar. We're going to turn on the local radar now, because we're gonna see if we can identify any rotation that's going on here. Now, like I said, there is the possibility of a tornado or two for today. But you know what? We're going to watch and see if there's anything going on here right now. Let's actually start off here. Let's go and pause this for a minute. We're going to switch to KPOE first, actually, and we're going to see what's going on if my radar decides it wants to work today. Sometimes it's being, sometimes it's a little stupid and doesn't want to work too well. Let me try one further away here. Maybe that'll load first, or maybe not. Oh, maybe I have to turn on the radar for it to work. Okay, that didn't happen. Y'all didn't see anything. Anyway, so let's go ahead and, okay, that one's actually not working for some reason. Let me try KPOE again. There we go. Okay, now this one's loading data. So give it a second here. But yeah, so we're going to look for rotation, for possible rotation here, and we're going to see if there's anything going on inside of these storms here. So we're going to see. Let's go ahead and see here. Thank you, Jenny. You're very welcome. Well, thank you so much. So yeah, as of right now, okay, let's see. So here's velocity. This is what we use for identifying rotation. Okay. Well, as of right now, what's going on there? I don't think that's much of anything, actually. But yeah, it doesn't look like there's any rotation going on here. Ooh, that kind of looks like that might be something. That's kind of on the upper level scans, though. Northeast of Crockett, Texas? Okay, that's got me wanting to look at a different radar view. Okay, we're switching to Dallas now. Let's see here. So, that's... Okay, that's Crockett. So, okay, so both of those radar scans, actually, from what you see there, that might be a little area of rotation. That might be something we need to watch. And yes, that is indeed inside of that 2% risk area. So, we're going to watch it. Let's try another radar view just to kind of confirm and see what this radar is saying. That might be something we need to watch here. Okay, that radar is a little too sketchy. Oh, I didn't even know we had one here towards Shreveport. This is a little bit closer. I think this is the closest radar we have. But anyways, wow, that's quite nuts. Yeah, that radar was not wanting to load there. Let's try Shreveport one more time. It does not appear. Maybe Shreveport's down. At least I'm not getting any data here. But here's what's actually happening, though. But yeah, we should probably watch out for this. I mean, this is scanning kind of high up here. But Here we go. Now we're getting some data coming through Shreveport. Yeah, for some reason that was not wanting to work. But yeah, so guys, we're going to need to watch out for this. This could obviously be something. Okay, let's see. Okay, so what's happening here? Let's see. So there's Nacogdoches here. Where was Crockett? Where was Crockett at? Oh, it's right here. Okay. Oh, there it is, right there. So yeah, I mean, even according to all three of those radars we looked at, there might be a little bit of rotation going on there. Okay, so I'm going to watch out for this, guys. I'm going to go ahead and say it now. We should probably watch for the possibility of maybe, I'm not saying it's going to happen, but I'm saying we may end up having a tornado warning eventually for that. Maybe. I'd say it's a 50-50 shot at this point. But, I mean, what we saw there, you guys saw it yourself. It looked like there was a little bit of rotation that was ongoing there. Let's go and see. But, yeah. Science says, can I look for any rotation near Bryan? I can assure you right now, let's go and see here. So Bryan is right there. I really don't think anything's happening near Bryan. If you look at the rotation or anything for rotation, there's nothing happening. Yeah, you're fine. But like I said, we should keep an eye on this one. We need to keep an eye on this one cell here. Okay, so I don't know if you guys can, this is kind of nerd talk here, but see this heightened, see how it's more brighter here? This might be the rear flank downdraft. This is what we call an RFD. Basically, you know, one of the last stages for tornadoes to develop. So, obviously we have some outbound winds. Okay, so the radar's up to the northeast. So the radar's kind of pushing winds away from there and obviously towards that. So yeah, there is some rotation that's happening here. Let's go see. Wiz says hello. I can talk. What's up, Wiz? Hope you're doing good, my friend. Glad to have you here. But yeah, so we're going to keep our eyes on that guy. Guys, that might be something we need to watch out for. Let's see. Any updates here in the northeast? Another hail report apparently came through here. Let's see. Okay, this is actually less than... Yeah, so this is what we're looking at. So this is actually 9/10 of an inch, which is not quite quarter size, but it's close. Definitely close here. Anyways, let's go ahead and see. So we have another report coming through here. This is... oh, wow. So Devin... Okay, so let's go ahead and see. So Devin has actually sent us another report. This is in Texas, and there's actually an alligator in it. It's kind of funny. For a second, I thought this was Florida, but no, this is actually in Texas. Wow. We're opening that in a new tab. Okay, we're going to zoom out. Oh, that's too far zoomed in there. Look at that. Wow. Got a little alligator going on there. He's definitely enjoying the conditions, that's for sure. That's really crazy, though. Let's see. Colin says, is Houston, Texas good for tonight? Okay, so when it comes to things here in Houston, for the most part, if we switch on back here to the screen here, you'll notice that, you know, for the most part, Houston's not really at risk here. I was going to turn back on the main radar. Yeah, so Houston's not really at risk for severe storms, although maybe a thunderstorm or two could happen. It's possible. I'd say it's kind of a 50-50 shot right now. But if anything did happen, it would not be severe. It'd likely not be severe. But yeah, but you're looking, like I said, right now we're watching this line driving its way to the southeast. I mean, it's a pretty aggressive looking line here. I mean, obviously it's stretching, like I said, we measured it a little bit ago, and it was over 350 miles. Which that's a constant long line of storms here. And it looks like Austin is getting hit right now. So Austin is right there, probably in the worst of it at this moment. Now, areas towards San Antonio, it looks like these are definitely creeping towards San Antonio. So eventually it'll be time for you. As of right now, though, not really. But obviously towards like Nacogdoches as well. Trinity, Bryan, you guys are also pretty much getting hit right now at this point. Bryan is right there on the line. So I remember I have a viewer here right now. I don't know if you're still here or not, but who's in Bryan. But yeah, this is right there on your doorstep now. So honestly, you're probably about to get it here any minute. And then obviously we have ourselves a possibility of maybe seeing, maybe a little bit more severe potential. Obviously we have a lot of kind of waves, a lot of basically rounds of severe weather that's possible. Now, right now, there's no active warnings for these guys, but still, like I said, that could really pop up here at any moment. Let's see here. Nathan says it's been pretty nice here weather-wise. Well, that's definitely good. Let's go ahead and see here. Tony Dawson says, I'm here. What's up, man? Hope you're doing good. Wiz says, I'm in Waco. Okay, so Waco is right there. So, yeah, Waco already got the worst of it. Yeah, you're starting to pull out of it now for the most part. You've already got your round of it. Like I said, once that line passes you, the chances for storms dramatically decreases. So, basically, that really does... that really goes down there, once you start to move out of this line. So as of right now, this is more of an unstable atmosphere ahead of the line, which obviously can allow for thunderstorms to occur. And then it's a little bit more stable on the backside of it. So obviously, as we move here towards, obviously, ahead of the front, those areas are still at risk for possible, obviously, possible, thunderstorm activity. And some could be severe. Like I said, obviously, the more we track eastward, the more potentially severe it could get. Let's see here. This is okay. Here's actually here's a report. This is a on this day type of report. This is not from today, by the way. But here's a report coming in from Devin. I guess he wanted to share this. So anyway, so here's Hurricane Andrew, hence my name. This was my hurricane that happened back in 1992, and let's see here. So this was on the 24th, near Homestead, Florida. So obviously, yeah, this was Hurricane Andrew back in 1992. Can you believe that? Look at all the damage it caused. Actually, this is on the 24th. So actually, no, this is 2 days from now. But still, well, thank you so much there for reporting that. Yeah, I guess Devin wanted to share that to the class. But yeah, so like I said, guys, we're just gonna keep an eye. We're gonna pause. We're gonna go to the latest scan here. Let's see if there's any special weather statements for these. There is. Okay, so now we're starting to see. Oh yeah, we're starting to see some special weather statements. That's getting close to severe levels. Yeah, this is okay. So you see this actually at 50-mile-per-hour winds. Now for severe winds, it has to get up to 58 miles per hour or more. So what that's telling me is that these are starting to turn into some pretty. Yeah, these are actually starting to turn into maybe some possibly severe storms here. With this guy west of Nacogdoches as well. This guy is not severe, but it's in the strong category. So this is not a severe thunderstorm warning, by the way, but still, that is wow. That is definitely so that's something we got to watch out for. So what we've seen is that now these storms on this line are starting to go from average storms to now strong storms, and the next level they could go severe. And actually, it's right there on the brink of even going severe there. Let's see here. But yeah. Sign F4 says, what's my Twitter? Our Twitter is at NWW1162. I'll go ahead and put it down in the chat for you guys if you want to tag anything weather-related at NWW1162. Like I said, I did have NWW116, but I kind of lost the login a long time ago. That was before our YouTube channel, though, so obviously kind of sucks. Let's see. Devin says, hey, guys. Hey, Andrew, what's up? Hope you're doing good. Lots of rain here in East Texas. Finally might see some flooding. Yeah, lots of places in Texas is definitely indeed seeing lots and lots of flooding concerns. So obviously, yeah, just please be safe out there, my friend. Now here's another report coming in from Devin. This is actually a shelf cloud going on here. So this is here in, let's see here, BCSTX. I don't know where that's, I want to say Texas, obviously, because they have TX at the end. Okay, so let's just say that's Texas. I believe it is. But look at that. So that's here in Texas, I believe. So obviously, yeah, that's probably what that line. So you'd likely see something like this ahead of that line. This is what we call a shelf cloud. The reason is because it looks like there's a hang-off, little areas you can put things on. But yeah, let's go and see here. Julie says, how's it going? What's up, Julie? Hope you're doing good. Sign F4 says, we'll take a video of the line passing through, tag you so people knows what kind of weather the line's bringing. Sounds good, my friend. Yeah, like I said, if you guys are being impacted by this, if you want to, please stay safe while you're doing it, though. If you want to, you can send us some reports on Twitter, and we just might show it to you guys on stream. Obviously, we can show you guys the current conditions of what's going on, and that's obviously what we have there. Anyway, so let's double check on this. I'm going to switch to a local radar here in Northern Virginia for this. We're going to turn off our main radar. Now, like I said, we have a severe thunderstorm warning in effect for portions of Virginia. Now, it kind of looks like... Ooh, okay, that might be... We might need to watch this. It definitely looks kind of interesting here. Anyway, so I don't know if that's... Okay, we're just going to keep it on the storm here. I'm not going to say anything right now. But Culpeper, Madison included, 60-mile-an-hour wind gust, quarter-size hail. Yada, yada, yada going on right now. But look at that. So we're starting to see some pretty strong outbounds. So winds moving away from the radar view. showing at 34 miles per hour, and obviously some incoming here. Okay, so let's keep an eye on it. We're going to watch this closely, and we're going to see what this is going to do. Let's see here. It's not going to hit for another 20 minutes, so I'll keep you updated. Sounds good there, my friend. Let's see here. Aerial flood watch in effect for Bryan, Texas. Well, stay safe there, my friend. Karen says the rain here in Groesbeck, Texas is not too heavy, just steady. Glad for it. We could use more. Definitely, definitely. Rotation is not that visible with Texas storm. Gotcha. But yeah, so definitely, guys, let's just keep an eye on these storms here. We're going to see. I do want to do an update here on the radar view. Like I was saying, we were watching an area of possible rotation just a little bit ago. I don't know. We're going to take a look at it now. And we're going to see what it's pulling up here. So velocity scan pulling up now. Now, this was towards, let's see, this was towards portions of, let's see, I think it was, oh man, where's this at? Crockett. It was near Crockett, that's right. So if we go back here a little bit in time, it's kind of hard to see because, like I said, the radar data was kind of bad. But you can see right there for that split second, that looked like a little area of possible rotation. Which I think that's the closest radar we have, unfortunately. Let's try, I don't think KGRX worked. There you go, my radar program's crashing. Oh no! Okay, let's just go ahead and close the program. Yeah, this happens a lot during the streams, guys. It literally takes 2 seconds to pull up, so it's nothing really crazy. And it's back up. So, but yeah, so it kind of looks like, yeah, according to that one view, there was a little bit. Let's try a different scan here. Sherry says, in eastern Tennessee had lots of rain last night. Power went off for about an hour. Wow, that's pretty crazy. Well, please stay safe there, my friend. Yeah, please stay safe there. Okay, let's check on this guy. Look at that. That's latest scan, too. That might be something. I'm not going to lie. Let's see. Let me check on upper scans, too. Yeah, that's definitely visible across a few scans, too. Okay, so that's going to be something we should watch. Yeah, definitely a possibility we gotta definitely keep an eye out here for. Wow. Okay, here's another report coming in here from this. SMU Stadium at the 15-yard line. Heavy rainfall. We got some bubbling going on. Holy cow. Okay, let's actually show you guys this. This is actually kind of nuts. So look at this. Obviously, this football field has seen some better days. Lots of flooding going on. Look at that big air bubble that's right there in the middle of that. Yeah, that big air bubble that's right there inside of that. If you poke that, wow. That's pretty crazy. Let's see here. My WSV3 crashes all the time. Yeah, mine does too. It's pretty much nothing new for WSV3. It happens, you know. But we need to keep an eye on that. We're going to watch that closely. Right now, there's no active tornado warning on it, but if there is going to be one that's issued, we'll definitely let you know. Anyway, so let's see. So we're grabbing a view here basically behind the radar. So Brian's about to get hit. I'm already getting some more errors here. Errors occurred in the application. The process cannot access the file because it's being used by another process. Okay? Whatever that means. Let's see. Caden says hi. What's up, Caden? Hope you're doing good, man. But yeah, so obviously, Brian's getting hit right now. Crockett's the area we're kind of watching out for, northeast of Crockett. San Antonio closing in, actually. Yeah, San Antonio is getting pretty daggone close. Let's try KDFX here. Towards San Antonio. We'll see what's going on here at the moment. Oh, wait, the radar's down. The radar's been down for 104 hours. Okay, so that's... Obviously, we can't look at that radar view. Let's see. Got some more reports coming through from Devin. Okay. Okay, let's see here. Wow. Okay, here we go. So some more flooding, more street flooding going on here. This is actually in Texas again. But look at this. This is interesting. So look at that. So obviously, I think that's a trash bag, which isn't good. But look at this. So obviously, yeah, we've seen streetlights and small branches down. Streetlights out and small branches down. Goes to show you here in Texas what's going on. You know, definitely got to watch out for flooding. Yeah, flooding's a big concern too. Not only is it damaging wind possibilities, but it's also maybe the isolated tornado threat. But even flooding and lightning is concerns as well. They're all life-threatening, every single one of them. You know, which is something that we definitely got to watch here. What's up, Judy? Hope you're doing good. Glad to have you here. I didn't see that you're here. But like I said, guys, once again, like I said, if you are new to the channel, consider hitting that subscribe button, guys. It'd be greatly appreciated. Thank you, guys, for hanging out with us here for today. If you got any questions, make sure you let me know. If you want to tag anything on us on Twitter, tag us on Twitter at NWW116 for anything, or 1162 for anything here on our channel. Let's go see. Caden says Texas is not having a good day. Yeah, not really. Okay, let's go ahead and switch up here. New warning, or a relatively new warning in place. This is actually moving into New Jersey along the eastern side of Pennsylvania into portions of northwestern New Jersey. Okay, 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts, quarter-size hail. So in the hail realm, and in regard to the damaging wind possibilities, yes, it's a possibility we could actually see maybe just maybe a few gusty winds. So obviously, I'd stay away from windows. That specific cell does indeed have the history of producing some quarter-size hail, so to watch out for that too. Anyways, let's go and see here. Dallas under a flood warning. Replace flash flood warning. So yeah, Dallas is under. Okay. So now flood warnings in effect for Dallas. Okay, so yeah, definitely watch out for that. Sign says, can I look at the reflectivity for Brian until it's on top of us because I'm scared. And I have a last-minute rotation before it hits me. So here's the thing. In Brian, here's where it's at right now. So it's definitely right there on your footstep, or I should say on your doorstep there. But when it comes to velocity, like I said, anything rotating is simply just not there. There's no rotation. There's nothing to worry about. I mean, you're not even under a severe thunderstorm warning. Let's see. Special weather statement's not even issued. So this is not even really classified as a strong storm. But definitely that's what we're looking at. Sign says the clouds are all pretty much dark. Well, like I said, Sign, if you can and you want to safely, make sure you're safe though. If you want to send us an image of them, tag us on Twitter at NWW1162, okay? That's if you can, and obviously if you're safe doing it. But anyway, so here's the big picture view, guys. We're doing a little bit of an update on the macro scale of things, the big picture. So basically, what's happening right now, obviously across portions here of Texas, we're having this pretty aggressive looking line tracking its way across portions here of Texas. Like I said, this covers about 350 miles worth. This covers about 350 miles. We can actually redo this really quickly. I want to go ahead and show you guys exactly how long it is now. Maybe it's grown a little bit since then, which we can actually measure the distance all the way from the far south here. That's now about 400 miles. About 415 miles long of just straight up a wall of storms. A big old linear QLCS. Quasi-linear convective system, we call it. Anyway, so this squall line, or QLCS, is driving its way through the region here, in which, definitely we're going to keep on watching it, because like I said, there is some possible severe characteristics for it today. Like I said, the main concern is damaging wind potential and maybe even an isolated tornado or two. Now, the tornado threat actually extends into portions of southwestern Mississippi, into Louisiana, and in eastern portions of Texas. Now, if you take a look here, we're going to play this whole entire view. Here is something we need to talk about here again. So we are watching this pretty strong area of, I would say, it's a moderately decent area of low pressure that's currently going on across portions here of the northeast. You can obviously very clearly see that it is rotating counterclockwise. So this is currently what's going on right now. So this is a rotating storm. Obviously, this is moving counterclockwise. This system is tracking its way up here to the northeast. Now, for tomorrow, as this system progresses up to the northeast, we will have yet again another thunderstorm potential for portions of the northeast tomorrow. Now, with that being said, nothing severe as of now is expected. There's no severe weather expected for the northeast tomorrow, or really anywhere in the country as of now. But we'll watch it. We'll see what happens. But still, that is something we should definitely watch out for. And this system in particular has been the one that's been responsible for all of the severe weather across portions here of, obviously the plains, into portions of the Midwest and the Ohio Valley, and now even into portions here of the Northeast. So obviously, over the last several days, this has been that one that's been ongoing there. Let's go ahead and see here. Can I shine some light on Mississippi futurecast? Should I be worried? So, in regard to Mississippi, like I was saying, depends on where you're at here. If we take a look here down towards Mississippi, we can go ahead and show you guys what's going on right at the moment. So right now, obviously, we are seeing some pretty interesting storms moving through the region. Not necessarily severe, maybe some strong storms, but anyways, the only area that's at risk for maybe a isolated severe storm being possible is across the southwestern side. For example, Woodville, Centerville, Liberty, Gloucester, Bude, Roxy, Fayette, and Natchez. that's kind of like where the main area is for possible severe storms. And but like I said, for you specifically, honestly, it depends on where you're at. Like I said, it's really only the far southwestern side that has that potential of maybe seeing a weak, brief tornado or two possible. But yeah, so that's the area we're watching here as of right now. Anyway, so yeah, that's the big picture view, guys. Just taking a big look at the macro scale. Now, I want to go ahead and turn off the main radar view, but we're going to turn on the local. Now, we're going to actually do some analysis here. We're going to go ahead and show and see what's going on here in Louisiana. I really want to check and see what is happening here across the region. So, first of all, let's go ahead and actually start off. Let's go ahead and start off here with the one view here towards Shreveport. Let's see what's going on down here. We'll take a look here at the velocity scan here first and see what's going on. Let's see here. I live in Gulfport, Mississippi. Okay, so yeah, just watch out for it. Let's see here. So towards Crockett, like I said, we were watching in the area towards Crockett a little bit ago. Okay, obviously it looks like there's a lot of range folding going on here at the moment. Let's go ahead and drag this back a bit. And wait for this to load here for a second. Because what we were watching a little bit ago, it's not on the load, but we were watching a little bit ago is that there was actually a little area of rotation that was ongoing. Okay, so that was a little area of rotation that was ongoing here. Now, right now, yeah, obviously I'm not saying because of incomplete data, but yeah, we'll just keep an eye on it. Obviously, if any tornado warning does get in place, we'll definitely let you know about it. Anyway, so let's move on here towards San Antonio. There goes my program yet again, having some problems, as always. So let me go ahead and restart this here really quickly. It literally takes 2 seconds. I mean, you can go ahead and count if you want to. And that pretty much literally took 2 seconds. But anyway, so yeah, we are starting to continue to see this line moving its way through the region here, so we're definitely going to keep an eye on it. And like I said, it looks like Austin has now moved through the worst of it. Let's see here. Oh, no, I'm in Blanchard. Well, stay safe there, my friends. And but like I was saying, guys, if you are new to the channel, consider hitting that subscribe button, guys. We greatly appreciated you guys. Thank you so much for being here for today. Leave a like if you guys are enjoying the live stream and stuff like that. Just thank you guys for hanging out with us here for today. But right now, we have currently active 2 severe thunderstorm warnings that is in place here. The first one's across portions here of Northern Virginia and places here in Culpeper. Portions here for areas east of Madison, north of Orange here. We have ourselves 7 minutes to go. Okay, so obviously 7 more minutes to go in the storm here. 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts as well as quarter-size hail is a possibility here. Here's the local radar view. We'll go ahead and switch on over to it right now. This is a pretty interesting-looking storm here. It definitely looks kind of strong. And something that we are going to definitely keep an eye on here for. When it comes to velocity scan, though, a lot of turbulence going on inside of the cell, so we need to continue to watch this here, when it comes to things. But anyway, so yeah, that's what's going on there. Let's go and see. Okay, no tornado possible. That's kind of good news. But yeah, so that's kind of what we're watching out for. So obviously some damaging wind gusts, maybe up to 60 miles per hour being possible. You guys can read the side panel if you want to. So 60 mile per hour wind gusts. And maybe even some quarter-size hail is a possibility here. So that is kind of what we're going on for at the moment. So anyway, so that's with that warning. We have another warning in place across eastern Pennsylvania. We're going to switch to another radar view. I don't know where the closest radar. I'm going to try KDIX. I feel like that might be one of the closest ones to go to. Anyway, so here towards portions of Easton, that's kind of interesting. Towards Alpha of Bloomsbury, we have another warning in place here for 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail being a possibility here. So we're going to watch out for that. 36 minutes to go here on this guy. This is what we're looking at. Special weather statement for my area says signed. Yeah, that's not a severe thunderstorm warning, though. Let's see here. Well, Jenny says, will the storm head towards D.C.? So here's the thing. So there is a possibility D.C. is under a severe weather threat. Yes, there's a possibility we could see maybe a few storms. Maybe a few of them could be severe. But as of right now, it doesn't really look like too much is happening towards D.C. A little bit of convection, a little bit of thunderstorm activity is starting to kind of kick off across the west. But other than that, as of right now, nothing imminent, but still watch out for it. We'll definitely see here. Anyways, let's go and see. We got ourselves some reports coming in here, I believe, once again. Sign in for it. This is what they've sent us here. Let's go and see here. Can't see the little top because of the screen, but obviously, I mean, here's a picture that Sign in for is actually sending to us here. First of all, you can see here, I mean, obviously the screen's in the way, but you can see it's pretty dark back there. So yeah, for the most part, like I said, right now you're not under a severe thunderstorm warning, but, we'll definitely just keep an eye on it. We'll see what happens here. So, but anyways, let's see. We got some more reports coming through here in regard to flooding, or another report here coming in from Colton, actually. Okay, let's go and take a look here back at this. This is from Colton. We're going to switch on back to my main screen. So this is actually, wow, look at that. Tangled trees right there under a bridge from the flooding. Look at all that. There's even a car in there. Y'all see that tire? That is pretty crazy. So let's see. As of 5:46, 2-inch hail has been reported. Where at, Jolie? Airport is west of New York City. Was that the one here in... Okay, let's go and switch back to our main screen, y'all. Let's see. So they have that there. Let's see. Okay, 0.3-inch hail. Let's see. 0.9, 0.5, 1. I'm not seeing that, but it does look like the echoes... You know, honestly, it kind of does look like this storm is getting a little bit more stronger. It actually really, really is. Which we got to watch out for that. Towards Alpha, probably towards Easton. But you said as of, let's see, 5:46. So it was literally 10 minutes ago, but I'm not getting that yet. Let me see. Any severe weather for South Jersey? So, like I said, obviously everywhere in New Jersey is under a isolated severe weather threat. Basically saying, okay, maybe it's possible we could see an isolated severe storm or two. Possible. So just keep an eye on it. There is a little bit of storm activity going on to the eastern side of, moving through here. Port Shear's got all knocked. Okay, well, stay safe there, sign. Let's see here. Kevin says, hey, or hi, Andy. Thank you for mentioning the weather in central New York State, not the city. It's rainy for, or it's a rarity for anyone in weather to mention us, unless it's about lake effect snow. Absolutely. So, Kevin, yeah, we got all of you guys covered here. You know, we're just kind of really checking all across the country. You know, that's just kind of what we're all about here. We always take a look at everywhere. But, yeah, so thank you for joining us today, and hope you're staying safe there, my friend. All right, let's pull back up the main radar view, guys. Turn off the local one. Why is this program's being stupid? Anyway, so here's the big picture, like I was telling you guys. So right now, we've been seeing over the last several hours a pretty nasty-looking line of storms tracking its way across the east here. You can obviously tell right there. That's where the main line is located. We just measured it. It's over 400 miles long. So it's a pretty daggone long system we're talking about here. Anyways, so yeah, so that's what's going on here at the moment. And like I said, you know, where this dark green line is, this is one of our severe threats here for today. If we turn off the radar here for now, and we look at the main risk, like I said, this is the area for possible severe weather risk for today. Across portions of southern Texas into Louisiana and portions of western Mississippi. Now look at this. This is where our tornado potential is for today. And, but yeah, so that's where the tornado potential is here for today. So obviously places of east central Texas, moving into Louisiana and portions of southwestern portions of Mississippi, that is where we do have the possibility of maybe seeing an isolated tornado or two. It cannot be ruled out. I'm not saying it's likely to occur. I'm saying it's possible. We've already seen an actual tornado today, though, too. We'll discuss that here in a moment. But yeah, so that's actually what we've seen there. In regard to damaging winds, though, this threat extends further to the west here, as you can see. And we have another risk for severe storms across the mid-Atlantic into the southern northeast. So obviously, in those areas, we got to watch out there as well. But yeah, so that is indeed what we are looking at there. So guys, just please be safe out there. I'm actually going to turn off this light here. It's kind of a big pain on my left eye, not going to lie. But yeah, so let's go and see here. Shell says, had to step away for 20 minutes. Miss anything? So yeah, we have had a few severe thunderstorm warnings been issued for Virginia and portions here of eastern Pennsylvania. And like I said, we have lots of hail reports coming towards like Allentown and Northampton. 0.3, so 0.3 of an inch here, 0.9 of an inch, almost near quarter size, half an inch of hail, and this was 1 inch. So obviously, we have had a fair amount of hail reports actually coming through here. So yeah, absolutely. Okay, let's move on back here down to the south, you guys. Let's see here. Julie says northwest of Lufkin, Texas is a slight part of rotation. Okay, let's keep an eye on these, y'all. We're just gonna keep an eye on it and see what's going on. Here's where Lufkin is. Let me switch to KSHV. We're gonna pull up the local radar view, guys, and we're gonna see what's going on here. Let's go turn on velocity for a minute. I was gonna see Lufkin rotation to the sign. Okay, let's go and take a look at it really quickly. We'll go ahead and light up the radar view. Apparently, for some reason, this is my radar is having a big problem. I'm gonna go ahead and restart the program. For some reason, I need to figure out what's going on with it. You know, I really do need to fix it here. Anyway, so let's move on down here back to the southeast. There we go. Now that's starting to work here. So you said towards Lufkin. Okay, Lufkin's right there, but let's see. So KSHV, this is obviously the one we're going to look at here. I think this might be our closest, best radar scan here, which is loading here. Let's see. So yeah, okay, let's see. So towards Lufkin, where'd you say Lufkin was? So you talk about this one towards Wells. That is a little bit of a couplet. That's a little indentation. So yeah, definitely is a possibility here. Okay, we're going to watch it. We're going to see what this is going to do here. So definitely we're going to keep an eye on it. But once again, my friends, you know, like I said, thank you all for joining us here for today. Like I said, I don't really ask for much, but like I said, if you guys are new to the channel, consider hitting that subscribe button. I'm not telling you to do it. I'm just saying if you would like to, you know, consider it, guys. It'd be greatly appreciated. And like I said, it definitely helps out the channel. But yeah, right now it's a little area of rotation. Not currently tornado warned, but we will watch it. We'll see what's going to happen here. CC, that's PHI. CC is not really showing anything here. So I think we're okay as of right now, but we'll see. We will definitely continue to watch this here. But once again, my friends, just thank you all for being here. Thank you guys for being a part of this. Greatly, greatly appreciated. Okay, so now one warning we were watching here in Northern Virginia has been canceled. Let's see if we go back here in time just a little bit. So this warning for portions of Culpeper. This is right here for also portions north of Orange, east of Madison, or in Madison, basically. This has now been canceled. But still, this is a pretty strong storm that's firing off here between Fauquier County, all the way down portions south of Interstate 64. Let me see here. Okay, we got some more reports coming through. Here's one from Colton. Some more, wow, some more flooding going on here at the moment. Pretty crazy. So let's go and take a look at this. Thank you, Colton, for sending these in to us. So let's go ahead and switch on over here to the main screen. So here's what's happening right now. Wow, look at that. So this was here in Everman on Christie Avenue. This is in Texas. That is definitely pretty crazy. There's another one. Yeah, so definitely lots and lots of flooding. That is nuts. Yeah, look at that. That's very, very unfortunate. Look at this. If you zoom in, I mean, look, their whole entire garage is just flooded with water. Another good reason of why to have insurance here, for example. I mean, look at that. Even the front doorway is completely just piled in with water, and I'm sure it's the same. Inside the house too. You know, honestly, I'm sure these inside the house is getting flooded too. Definitely not good. So, please, guys, just please be safe out there. Yeah, that's definitely quite nuts. It definitely really is. Okay, let's see here. So moving on back here to Texas, like I said, we got to hop back and forth. We were watching towards San Antonio. There goes my program again. Over the last half hour, it just really started becoming a nuisance here. But like I said, we were watching towards San Antonio because, like I was saying, this line is getting ever so close. I need to probably zoom in with this. It is getting ever so close here. So we're going to watch it. Let's see here. There's a bit of an outflow boundary. You see this big old long noodle here? This big old long line. But that is what we're looking at. That is indeed what we are talking about. So we're watching out for it. This line looks like it's going to be passing towards San Antonio here. I'd say within the next 45 minutes or so. So give it a little bit of time and it'll be there right on your doorstep. But right now, nothing severe going on. Except for the one warning we have here in Pennsylvania. But in regard to the Texas cells right now, nothing severe is happening. Let's see, your heads up, not confirmed yet, but Tropical Depression Bob, 07, impacted India. May have killed 16 people, meteorologist Major on Discord. Wow, that's, I think you said Discord. I think that's what this means. That's crazy. Let's actually see over there. I think this was a system that hit northwestern, if I'm not mistaken. Obviously, no amount of products will load over here, but still, that's, I think it's on the eastern side. I want to say I did see a system move its way through. We do have this one system we're watching here in the Eastern Pacific, but it's kind of heading around nowhere. But we also have one in the Atlantic, too. Definitely one we need to watch out for. And like I said, we're really starting to see a big kick in activity here over the next little bit across portions of, really across portions of the Atlantic over the next pretty much for the rest of this month into next month, it looks like tropical activity is going to be a possible concern there. But yeah, so once again, we'll look at the models towards the end of the live stream here to show you guys what's going on. Okay, so they just now updated this warning here. This is now just located in just in New Jersey now. They actually got rid of the part in portions of Pennsylvania. East of Easton, portions of Alpha, Bloomsbury, west of Washington, 60 mile per hour wind gusts, quarter size hail, severe thunderstorm warning in effect across those regions there. So that's indeed what is currently going on right now. And like I said, obviously we're keeping an eye on these ones as well. Let me actually turn off the main radar here too. We'll turn off the close radar, but yeah. So this is what's actually going on here at the moment. Like I said, San Antonio, the storms are definitely closing in on you, like literally right now. You can see the storm start to come up here. Time is also here as well, if you guys want to follow along. But yeah, so it definitely is really starting to kind of creep up there now. And like I said, obviously a possibility of a few severe storms is possible as well across portions here of Louisiana into portions of Mississippi. So that is what we're looking at, guys. That is indeed actively what we are seeing here. And like I said, guys, if you are new to the channel, consider hitting that subscribe button, you guys. We greatly appreciate it. Thank you all for joining us here for today. It's greatly, greatly appreciated. So once again, thank you all. But yeah. I mean, honestly, that's kind of what I think is going on right now. And but let me see. So here's what we're gonna do. Okay, so since there's not much severe action starting to kick off here right now, I tell you what we're gonna do. We're gonna switch over to the tropical models really quickly. We're gonna take a look and see what's going on here right now. And we're gonna discuss the future. Okay, we're gonna discuss what could happen down the line. So yeah, this is going to need monitoring. Now, like I was saying, we are seeing an increased activity, a pretty decent increased amount of activity ongoing. Pretty much across portions here of, we'll switch to a better view here, across portions here of the Atlantic. So here's the GFS model, latest run, 18Z here. This is still loading, so we'll actually go back to 12Z. This was as of 8 o'clock this morning, so on Eastern time, though, by the way. Let's see, Shell... He says, I subbed today. Well, thank you so much. Greatly appreciate it, my friend. But here's the thing. So if we track down here in time, we're watching this specific guy. That's that invest that we have that we're watching here in the Atlantic Ocean. So if we track down here in time, the latest model does have this thing maybe becoming a tropical system. But here's the thing. We're going to have a system. We're going to have this other area of low pressure located up here. According to this model, like I said, this is still pretty far out. A lot can still change. But area of low pressure well up there, you guys can see. And this is the cold front linging down from it. So all the air behind a cold front moves eastward. And so this guy's tracking his way towards the front. Now, as this front moves, let's say it moves over to the east a bit. So what's going to happen is this is actually going to reflect the storm and maybe cause it going off here to basically up to the northeast. That's kind of the idea that the GFS has. You can see right there kind of doing it. So, honestly, it's kind of unknown. But then we look, and there's two other disturbances out there. Two other tropical waves. Now, like I said, that's in the far, far extended range. That's well down the line. Like I said, still quite unknown here at the moment. But yeah, so that's what we are looking at. So let's see here. We'll go ahead and switch over to we'll go ahead and switch over here to the ECMWF. This is your European model, by the way. Now this guy, let's see. This one is... Let's see, this one's not really agreeing too much, but it does show maybe those two other tropical waves being possible here. So obviously, there's a bit of disagreement, between these. So honestly, I'm not really, I'm not really solid stone on anything right now. But we're still going to keep an eye on these though. But like I said, we are just seeing an increased amount of activity going on here in the, in the Atlantic view. Like I said, portions for later on this month and two portions of. Obviously towards the beginning of next month. Like I said, the second week of September is the most active time of the year. Now, this is an ensemble data. This is basically just more model data, basically. But this is basically taking... if you've seen the spaghetti models, basically the big old forecast tracks, this is where each line you see is where the center of the storm will cross over into. But anyway, so this is according to one model. This is what we call members. A bunch of runs. They basically run this model several times, and they see what's going on here. So we're going to download this GIF here. This is basically the activity here. So you can see first system, second system, even a third system being possible here. So for the most part, the thing about the first system is it kind of looks like, a lot of the models are kind of showing it maybe going out to sea here. Which, I mean, we're going to see. It's going to definitely need yeah, it's going to definitely need some monitoring over the next several days here. It's still pretty far out. It's still kind of unknown, but you know, it's definitely something to keep an eye out here for. Absolutely. But yeah, so that's what's going on there, my friends. You know, that is indeed what we are actively seeing here. So, you know what? Like I said, it really doesn't seem like too much is going on here. I would have probably expected a lot of the storms to have been firing off by now. It looks like they're starting to approach towards the end of the severe risk here too as well, which is kind of a good thing. So honestly, it kind of looks like we might be mostly in the clear here for the most part. But I'm not going to say it quite yet because obviously we still have a few hours left of severe weather being possible. But, you know, I think I'm going to end the live stream here relatively soon, just because of the fact that we had live here for over 2 hours, too, for one. But two, you know, like I was saying, though, I really believe that, you know, even this is a marginal risk here. It's still a severe weather threat. I think that, honestly, the majority of this is probably over with. And but like I said, guys, I mean, if you're new to the channel, like I said, consider hitting that subscribe button, guys, because we always cover... you know, obviously all these severe weather events here. We're always here for you guys. Like I say, usually marginal risk, we're not live unless there's a tornado possibility. We're usually live for slight risk and higher. But still, you're just so happen to be live here today. It's just because of that small little tornado potential. Because like I said, there is still lots of instability, lots and lots of energy going on here across portions of Texas. So that is something that we are definitely watching out for it. Let's go and see here. Sign says, by the way, Mashiha, I'm using an alt account. I got you. Sounds good. Let's see here. Judy says, oh, Judy, thank you so much for the super chat, my man. Thank you so much, Judy. Greatly appreciated. Let's see, a little coffee for you. Enjoy your evening. Well, you too, Judy. Once again, special shout out goes to you. Definitely does mean a lot. Thank you. Seriously, once again, it definitely does help us out there. It helps with the channel and stuff like that. Big shout out goes to Judy. Thank you once again so much. Greatly appreciated. Thank you so much. But yeah, so like I said, I think that's going to go ahead and mostly wrap it up here for today's coverage. Now it's starting to come through. Once again, Judy, big special thanks goes to you, my friend. It definitely does mean a lot to me. But yeah, like I said, for the most part, I think most of it is relatively over for the most part here. Now, it's still going to be possible. Isolated on and off severe storms being possible here for the next little bit. Let's see. I mean, if anything really starts to fire off here, if anything gets pretty crazy, we might go back live. That's if things get really crazy. I mean, we're talking multiple tornado warnings being issued. That's if it goes worst case scenario, okay? So that's kind of what we are watching here. So if that happens, then we might re-go live. But for the most part, I don't think that's going to happen. I'm not going to jinx it. I'm going to knock on wood here too, just to kind of make sure. But yeah, so honestly, I think that we're relatively okay here. Let's see, surface 8 kilometer wind shear. It looks like it's actually kind of dying down. The wind shear is dying down too, which might be a reason why we're not really getting much tornado action too. So maybe that tornado threat's actually diving down. Let's see. We have some northerlies towards the surface at around 20 knots or so, which is really not really not too fast. But you know, honestly, it's something. Let's see. 500 millibar analysis, about 30 knots. Okay, so yeah, we have a little bit of wind shear there. I mean, honestly, it's yeah, it's definitely there. But you know what? We'll just keep, like I said, we'll just, I'll see if anything crazy does happen with it. And if it does, like I said, later on down today, you know, if it does get pretty crazy later on down today, then I'll definitely let you guys know, and we'll go back live for it. But anyways, guys, I think that's going to go ahead and wrap it up here for today. Once again, special shout out goes to Judy. Thank you so much for helping the channel. Definitely means a lot to me. And, obviously, like I said, my guys, thank you for joining us here for today. We'll also say sign in for as well. Thank you as well. You know, sign in for and Judy for our donators for today. Thank you guys. Greatly appreciated. It definitely does help out the channel a lot with radar expenses and stuff like that. So big shout out goes to you guys once again. Thank you so much. Let's go and see. Karen says, thank you, Andrew, for your hard work. Have a wonderful night. You too, Karen. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining us here for today. Let's see. Rainey says, I have a thought. What's your thought? Let's see here. There's a major overcast through Bryan, much USA. Most of the instability can fire off, especially from pockets of sunshine. Well, obviously the heating of the surface creates the warm air to rise. And obviously as the warm air rises, then it basically reacts with the cooler environment. Pretty violent thermodynamic reaction between the cold air in the upper atmosphere and the warm air at the surface. So obviously, yeah, and instead of the front's actually pulling up all that warm air into the upper levels. But anyways, that's enough of that nerd talk. But yeah, so that's what goes on there. Let's see here. Shell says, have a good night, y'all. Stay safe. You too, Shell. Thank you for joining us. Caden says, see ya. We'll see you later, Caden. Thank you for joining us. Stay safe, everybody, says Nathan. See you later, Nathan. Thank you for joining us here for today. Devin says thank you for going live today. You're very, very welcome, my friend. So once again, Judy, thank you so much for the donation. Greatly appreciate it. As well as you signing for. Thank you so much. Alrighty, guys, that's going to go ahead and wrap it up here for today. Once again, special shout out goes to you guys. Thank you all for being here. If you guys are enjoying the coverage, like I said, make sure you hit that subscribe button, guys. Leave a like. It'd be greatly appreciated. It really shows our support, guys. And like I said, obviously helps the channel out by getting the word out there. Anyways, guys, stream is ending here in 3 minutes. Hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your night here, guys. Take care, and I'll see you guys tomorrow, or maybe later today. We might do some type of video later today, maybe an update. We'll see. I'm not promising anything, but if I don't see you today, I'll see you guys tomorrow. See you later, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Take care.
Saturday, mostly sunny. A 20% chance of showers and thunderstorms in the afternoon. Highs in the upper 80s. Saturday night, partly cloudy. Lows in the lower 70s. Sunday, mostly sunny. A chance of showers with a slight chance of thunderstorms in the afternoon. Highs in the upper 80s. Chance of rain 40%. Sunday night, partly cloudy. Lows in the mid-70s. The hazardous weather outlook through tonight for North Texas. This afternoon and tonight, thunderstorms will continue this afternoon across portions of central Texas. Heavy rainfall and isolated instances of flash flooding remain possible. A storm or two may also become strong to severe with the threat for a damaging wind gust. Spotter activation is not expected at this time. And now the hazardous weather outlook for Tuesday through Sunday. Additional chances for thunderstorms exist on Tuesday and Wednesday across central Texas. Brief periods of heavy rainfall are possible. The ultraviolet index forecast for August 23rd is 3, or moderate. The current time is 5:17 p.m. Central Daylight Time. You are listening to NOAA All Hazards Radio, the voice of the National Weather Service, station KWN 34, serving the Palestine listening area. The following reports of weather temperature and wind were made at 5 p.m. Palestine, cloudy, 73, dew point 73, relative humidity 100%, wind southeast at 7, pressure 29.84 inches and steady. At Crockett, Jacksonville, rain, 73, south at 3. Tyler, light rain, 74, south at 3. Athens, cloudy, 72, calm. Elsewhere around the region, DFW Airport, partly sunny, 79, north at 8. College Station, cloudy, 81, north at 22, gusting to 31. Houston Intercontinental, partly sunny, 93, heat index 100, southwest at 13, gusting to 18. Shreveport, heavy rain and fog, 76, calm. Now let's check on your local forecast for Palestine and surrounding locations. Flood watch in effect until 7 p.m. this evening. Rest of this afternoon, showers and thunderstorms.